Hello, everyone. Just wanted to say I'm still here. We're not listening to music because I don't feel like it's music, and plus, there's already a pretty good soundtrack already on top of this thing. So let's just keep going. You notice I got 1,000 on that first play we did, and now I can't seem to hit it again. Granted, going to blind survival probably didn't help me much, but still, I was at about 389, 3 something or other. I did it before, and now it looks like my stream stopped, which would be kind of funny. Maybe it didn't though, but it's possible it did. No. It seems we're still going. Okay, we're still live. Whether or not I'm dropping frames, that could be another thing entirely. Frames dropped is 0, it says. Okay, I think it's totally making shit up, but what do I know? I'm not the expert. I would never claim to be the expert. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. I will continue to mute myself because I prefer the sounds here. And eventually we'll figure out how to figure out other things. Figure out what other games we're going to be playing, that is. It's already 8 o'clock p.m. here. What other games do I have installed right now? Could play Battlegrounds. That could be a thing. Oh, Dwarf Fortress. Yeah, I haven't played Dwarf Fortress in forever. Huh. That's worth considering. Okay, I'll think about that. In the meantime, enjoy some more One Finger Death Punch here. In fact, you know what? Maybe I won't keep myself muted. I don't know how loud the game's going to be, though. Let me turn down the game a little bit. It's all the way up. So if I turn down to like half, maybe you guys will still be able to hear me if I mutter something naughty, which would very likely, considering what's going on. All right, and we can try the No Luca No mode. It sucks. We can try it. I'm going to keep the skills I have now. I'm not wild about a lot of these, but hey, one of these got me to 1,000. I forget what combination though. Let's try it. Let's see what we got. Alright, Drunken Fist mode. Probably not actually how Drunken Fist mode works. So when Luca gets in the way, that's okay because you can still work out the color coding, right? So as long as it's lit up, you know you have bad guys there. And ideally, that's probably the way you're supposed to do, right? There's always go off the color coding. It's funny, I'm talking to myself more than I was before. But yeah, if you do, you know, left and right based on what color. Left would be blue, right would be red, of course. I don't know what I was doing there. And misses don't matter so much this time because I'm not going for perfect. Perfect on survival is pretty much impossible. Not going for no hits or no misses either. I'm just wait until the color coding comes out because I don't see all the pretty pictures you guys can. There's no reason for that. Gotta pay attention to the colors and nothing else. Just gotta make sure the colors are internalized. But otherwise, not too bad. So that's it. I like that shows up. Probably push that off until no reason there. Okay. Okay, totally missed you there. Sorry, I didn't know there's a boss there. That's the problem is you can't necessarily tell if there's a boss. I mean, it's not even like I mean, I hate to say this about someone else's pet. You know, it's not exactly a particularly attractive pet. I'm just saying. And I guess I'm not a cat person. I'm not really a dog person either. If I had to pick, shit, I don't know. Fish? Is that an option? Can I go fish? Unless it goes to low maintenance. Dude, I'm down to 3 health already. This is... I mean, it's meant to be hard, so no one should be surprised. Okay, he died. Okay, I'm almost down to last hit time. Fuckity fuck. I only got to 141. That's horrible.
Stop.
I do like the shoe with the cat, though. Alright, let's try this again. Let's try it for 1,000. Maybe this isn't the best mode. Maybe we should do... Deflect? I mean, this seems like this would be worse than this one, and this one activates sooner, so why wouldn't you pick that one? Being able to deflect's not too bad. That could work to my advantage. Maybe Shale and Tigers, you know, the better mode here. Hilarious if that actually mattered. It totally doesn't. Alright. Just, you know, this first little bit, there's no reason to screw up, basically. Horrible miss for no reason. We're overexcited, right? Well, I appreciate this. one weapon. Just gives me a little bit of space. Both of those do, really. Going up and I like it when it rebounds, but that's not always possible. This guy we actually have to fight. Not too bad. I like having weapons, but it's not really necessary. Also, I don't know why he just throws away the weapon. Wouldn't you keep the weapon on you at all times? Oh, I would. I don't know, but I guess if you're not trained in it, I mean, obviously he's trained in it at least a little bit. But, you know, he's better off working with his hands, so... I mean, I can't deny that I haven't done the same thing in an RPG. Now, this is not the weapon I'm trained in, so I'm just going to use it a little bit and try to throw it away. Because that's fine. That worked. Can't get them... Can't let them get too close. Weapon. Probably a waste of a throw. We got rid of two weapons. Pull me in to the red man. Good, good. There we go. Over your head. No, you didn't notice. Yeah, thank you. Oh, I should have taken out the brawler with that weapon. What was I thinking? Yeah, see, like that. That was exactly what we were supposed to do with the other guy. Well, this guy we have to fight. There's no way around that. Alright, lightsaber round. They can't call it that, obviously. Now, this one is the same as the no-loop mode, really, because you can't focus on bad guys coming towards you because the gore is the same color as the bad guys. Only it's just me. I didn't even get to heal that round, but I guess I didn't really need to. Okay, I guess I don't really need to heal. I'm still full health. Now I have a second to look at my health. Yes, power. Thought you had me there. You don't. Oh, I actually got healed. I don't know how that worked. I'll take it. I'm okay with brawlers doing it because then it's at least that way, but otherwise it's just, you know, press left click until they're high. And that's basically the whole thing, right? I can't really fault for the hats. Try to keep the ball rolling as long as possible. Oh, I missed it. Needed that. Infinite fight. Not really infinite, but extended fight is kind of silly. Not sure what that gets me. A little bit of advantage, I guess. Okay. That weapon now. There we go. The guy goes away. Another phone. I don't know why I thought that. Pretty obvious at present. Once I picked it up. Don't get salty. Don't get worse here. Threw the weapon in the totally wrong direction. There we go. That's it. Killed the brawler eventually. No worries, no worries. Just wait for the colors. And then, you know, it's like a rainbow. The rainbow of death and destruction. And blood, and gore, and the other thing. Alright. No problem. There we go. I actually got hit there. Lots of problems. Oh, here we go. Nunchuck round. Laser nunchucks? Maybe. Might be laser nunchucks. I'm a judge. I mean, they seem like a bad idea, but if you notice how he's holding them, he's not actually holding them by anything laser. You know, they're laser nunchucks only because they have laser ends. I'm not actually sure how you would use... I'm not even sure how you're supposed to use nunchucks. I mean, my exposure to nunchucks is Michelangelo from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And, you know, even Raphael uses his size wrong, so I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure what I'm supposed to be doing there. Oh, man. It's way too fast, man. I can't deal with it. one of my skills. That's nice and bloody. There we go. We got it. I mean, I missed the last one, but that's good. No big deal. Slow to salt. A little bit of a reprieve. Reprieve meaning, you know, they'll actually walk it through us one at a time now, make it a little easier for us. Good dodge, good dodge. That's fine. No one's paying attention to that one anyway. I'm actually back up to full health, so we might actually hit 1,000 again. There's another achievement for 1,500 and yet another one for 2,000. I have no idea. 2,000? It could happen. You never know. There we go. There we go. Got my 1 health back anyway. That was in the wrong direction. See that? But it worked, and then I punched it in the wrong direction. Alright, no problem. That wasn't actually expecting to throw it, but it doesn't really matter. Just kind of expecting to pick up. Another throw, no big deal. Always make sure to thank people when I'm killing them. It seems only pull. It's the least you can do. Alright, there we go, there we go. Yes. Wasn't paying attention to things anymore. It's bad. Show us pay attention to things still. I thought he was a gray. I have no reason for that. I'm gonna die. This is it. That's it. Yep, there we go. 576. How am I this? It must have been a different set of skills. That's my only. That's probably not actually right. Okay, you know what? Let's look at my skills. So we did deflect color. That's bull and shit combined. Maybe the force them to be gray might work out a little bit better. And sometimes when I think they're gray, they're actually really gray. That's the thought, maybe. Alright, it's a long road to 1,000, but we're gonna do it. Bring it 1,000 punches, or the first punch. Yes. Totally mangle that particular video. Brawler down just like that. We can do all the brawlers that way, but let's hold the train, you know? Could happen. That's probably a waste. That's fine. What else do I use the bomb on, right? As long as it destroys one enemy at roughly slightly farther than normal range, I'm okay with it. See, I think maybe the key here is not to think about it too carefully, you know, just gotta go with the flow, you gotta get into a flow state, and he's not thinking about it. So let's talk about something else. Let's talk about, real strange, that's now depending about what the definition of a sandwich is, so like that's a problem that, you know, has been sorted out since the Earl of Sandwich, you know, meat between 2 slices of bread. I mean, it seems like there should be an authority for it, right? You should be able to contact the heir of the Earl of Sandwich. There's got to be one. There's got to be one. There's got to be, like, a current Earl of Sandwich. Someone talk to the Queen, get us in contact with the Earl of Sandwich. And like then we should be able to sort out who it is. It seems like that would be the authority, right? Not necessarily the inventor, because the inventor is dead. But maybe, you know, at least give a good definition of what the guy had in mind. I mean, really what he had in mind is, I'd like to hold my cards and my meal in the same hand. I think that was it, right? Wasn't he at the poker game or a board game or something? Anyway, something with cards. And then the servant came in with a platter of bread and decided he wanted to eat all of it at the same time. He's a hungry dude. And, you know, why wouldn't you? So he stacked it. And can't exactly fault the guy. Sounds like a good idea. Of course, he's probably not the first person to do that. He's probably just, you know, kind of popularized it. But that happens, you know, I mean, Newton didn't invent calculus either. Well, okay, so that's not actually okay. He did invent it from first principles. Well, that's like saying, you know, a 6-year-old kid building a nuclear reactor invented the reactor. Well, no. I mean, they're working off of first principles, but they're basically doing the same idea. Well, okay, 6-year-old's probably not working on first principles. I mean, it seems pretty unlikely. But if it was done by first principles, I'd be super impressed. I'd be impressed. But you wouldn't say he invented the nuclear reactor, would you? Someone reinvents the wheel. And we just break up hard news to him, right? It's already been invented, dude. Sorry. These guys require more thought than they actually should. We got health back for it, so I mean, basically like a break, but take it. I feel like the screen transitions. Oh, okay, sorry. I didn't realize I was throwing my weapon. Or if I wasn't talking, I told you that. Okay. Caught it. I'm not full health. That'd be probably too much to ask for. They keep throwing their weapons at me. That is not how you're supposed to use them. I'm just saying. If you're throwing your mace, you're probably doing something. Alright. We're almost beating our current score once they get to this part. Because we're almost at the point where died last time. Tail a bunch of guys, no big deal. Probably a big deal for them. Not necessarily a big deal. Got a weapon. Gray, so we need to save the weapon for anything. Alright. At least get above 500 and ask for much. Well, if you ask for much, okay, here we go. Nunchuck round. Get some health back. Basically, this is 4. Okay. Coming back. Like guys. I guess glowing guys are probably more accurate. It's really well backwards. It's gotta be. Having some serious LED going on in this thing. Last very long. And we're up to full health. All they're doing is knocking me out of that mode. Well, I keep saying that because I gotta not get salty. You get salty, you good to help the problem. Direct the slow assault. That worked out to my advantage. Not that one. While I was holding a bow staff, that's not nothing, you know. Perfect. That actually worked out really well. But I was surrounded and possibly doomed, and it turned out not so much. Alright. Oh, great out of me. I was dealing with the blue guy, they suddenly turned him gray and stayed on the same side. It happens. I wonder if maybe it'd be better to turn gray for that very reason. I don't get caught on a low like that. I don't know, it's already my best round so far, not of course including. Or actually, sure, why not just gray? Everyone. Alright, there we go. What a just fine without taking any damage. Probably a waste of a throw. I didn't actually know I was gonna throw it until I did. That's it. Just catch it. Murder everyone. Put everyone in range. There we go. Get that out. Yeah, murder everyone in range. I thought I thought it was going to be intercepted by the bouncing weapon. Okay, he grayed out just in time. I thought it was going to be a boss there. But an extra punch. Yeah, I think brain mode actually might be the reason why I'm missing so much in the mode. This is okay. Probably makes a lot of sense. Okay, I think we have to wait till 50 in order to get the heals, but I guess it's just random. We get one more heal, we're good. I don't know if we're gonna get that one heal. Knocked out this mode. Oh, we got it. Tried to riddle up one more, just not too greedy or anything, but I would take full health, I think. Did. Okay, you guys can knock me out of this mode anytime. Okay, there we go. That was brilliantly, thank you very much, appreciate it. Okay, yeah, we're gonna bounce around. That one. Oh, I totally threw that at the wrong guy. Way more damage than I probably should do. That's good. So for Dwarf Fortress, I think what I'm going to do is edit the raws live on stream there. And that's probably the most boring thing. What I'm basically going to be trying to do is create a rabbit world. I did that before in one version of Dwarf Fortress, and I really like doing it. Basically creating it so that we play as rabbits. Of course, then, goblins would be totally overpowered, so you gotta replace rabbits with something. Or goblins with something else, too. You gotta replace elves with something, you gotta replace humans with something. So we're gonna, it'll be a good replacement for I think, like, good question. Hamsters might be the right size? Maybe? I don't know, hamsters seems like maybe I'd be nerfing them too much. Are rabbits and hamsters roughly the same size? I don't know. I don't know. I guess it depends on the breed of the rabbit and the breed on the hamster, right? And hamsters probably are. These guys right here. There we go. Take his heart. Okay, that totally works. And then what would replace goblins? So goblins, I like the idea of badgers. If we're going off of, I don't know if you guys like Bunnies and Burrows. Bunnies and Burrows was basically you play as a rabbit, and you have to find a new burrow. It's usually the quest for it. It doesn't necessarily have to be the quest for it. But that's like the basic method of the game, to try to find a new burrow. And, well, if you ever watch Watership Down, things usually don't go well. Never watch Watership Down. Maybe you shouldn't, because I'm not going to be responsible for showing that to you. Don't get me wrong, it's a powerful film, but it is, like, disturbing all the wrong ways. I'm sure go ahead and just throw it on anyway. Okay, here we go, nunchuck mode. Bounce back. That's all I want. This will help. Just a little bit of help. So badgers might make a good goblin analog. And it's basically what they are. And in Watership Down, it's basically the other comes in to destroy us all. Maybe like pigs would make good elves. They're kind of big. And I kind of worry about what they would be like in battle. Because boars are no joke, but if we don't do boars, we do pigs. Well, see, the trouble is, you can't use anything that would be used as a domestic animal. I mean, maybe, so it'd be translated as carnivorous or omnivorous rabbits, but it would make the game a lot easier. Well, a lot easier than, I mean, it wouldn't be easier than Dwarf mode, let's not be crazy. It would definitely be harder. Rabbits are small. And probably easily squished, especially by like dragons and stuff. So it wouldn't be easy by any means. Yeah, Forgotten Beast is pretty much like murder. It'd be just straight up personified murder. There'd be no way to deal with Forgotten Beast aside from traps. That's roughly true anyway, right? With my murder. That's okay. We are gonna get to 1,000, surprisingly. It's like totally screw up, but I don't think that's likely. There we go. 1,000. Yeah. Actually surprising how fast that actually happened. Common commonplace. Commonplace, but normal. We got a little bit of back. Slowdown really does help. I think that might be the best pick. If there's a wiki or a guide for this, it probably says, you know, slow down to make all things better. Which is fair. That weapon's still bouncing around. No idea. Alright, let's go here. I didn't think I was gonna dodge that, but I did. Oh, I went in too early there. Have that. I didn't actually kill the guys. Oh no, I did kill the guys through it. Okay, good. Seems only fair, right? Faster, faster. Difficult. Oh, here we go. Lightsaber round again. Let's pop back. Health guy ever shows up. Come on, health guy. There we go. Too much. They're gonna take me out of this pretty quick. I think it takes like 2 more hits going through this stage. Nope. No, not even 2 hits. 1 hit. They're all dead now. Got it. Gotta pay attention to the colors, you know? Those at the bottom of the screen tell you what's going on. Don't ignore them. Don't go for what you think. Go for what you actually do. Your eyes can deceive you. And I wouldn't go as far as Obi-Wan to say don't trust them. I think that's actually a little too far. I think you should trust your eyes, but you have to, you have to have experience with your eyes. You know? You can't just trust your eyes entirely. That's just madness. But you can, like, learn how your eyes deceive you and get an idea of how to counteract them, right? Bouncing around. We have a lot. Appreciate it. If I get 1,500 here, I will be ecstatic. Oh, I thought I had another shot in my bow for some reason. I don't know why I thought that. You're out. They are coming fast and furious. Last hit, here we go. I'm not actually gonna hit 1,500. I'll be surprised. We'll look at the bottom of the screen. That's how you make this work. I mean, during gray out mode, it doesn't actually matter if you're in range. If I get health back, that would also be pretty helpful, but I don't know. It requires me to play perfectly, and I've shown no evidence of that thus far yet. Here we go. Okay. That's fair. That's totally fair. One of these days, that's going to be 3 million. You know what? I'm going to actually play one more. I'm not going to play blind survival. I want to get to 1,500. So gray out's a bad idea. We're going to not have gray out. Where's gray out at? This one. Yeah, we're not going to do that one. Freeze enemies on one side. That does kill them off, basically. Decrease speed when X brawls, kind of meh. Slow enemies for 10 seconds after 30 kills. Deflecting the hit totally sucks. Increasing attack range is okay. I don't know, man. I don't know. There's got to be like an optimal choice that I just don't know. Light up enemies basically extends my range like to the edges of the screen, which will make it so I miss less, I guess. I don't know. Being able to kill guys off though. Yeah.
Click on the active skins.
Okay, so if I that one, deflecting the hit's dumb. 2 weapons drop from the sky. Meh. Right, these are just additional weapon stuff. Okay. Slow enemies is okay. How about we just freeze them out? That gets weird though, and this will make me think that I have longer range than I actually do. How about deep impact? Slow to react when hit, maybe? Yeah, slow to react when hit. We'll try it. I don't know if I've ever tried that one before. I do want the extra health, so that skill's got to stick around. No big deal. Keep going. So what did I do before, in terms of Dwarf Fortress? When I did it before, when I made the mod before, I had, let's see, so I did rabbits as dwarves, obviously. That's my analog there. I think I had Tigermen as elves, and actually that made them super scary in battle. You never wanted to piss off the Tigerman elves. Because, you know, a tiger against a rabbit, that's going to be a short fight, right? So you definitely don't want to engage them in battle one-on-one. But I learned that was generally true for anything that did. They could barely handle like a key, which is a type of fur, in case you didn't know. Just take all that. Oh man, if I could juggle this, definitely that'd be hilarious. Nope, I didn't attack. Okay, it was bound to happen. I was bound to lose it eventually. Ready? Who did I have as the goblins? I don't remember. Might have been like... No. It wasn't any domestic animal. It was a wild animal. I kept it wild because I wanted to keep all the regular domestic animals. And I can at least be sure that the Tigerman elves weren't going to be bringing along any sentient creatures, like they usually don't. The weapon took out the brawler as I was fighting. That's ever happened. Was it? Maybe it has. It just happened at the wrong moment. Shoot that out of the... Shoot the mace out of the sky. Is that how that happened? That was messed up. So who should the goblins be? I don't know. Badgers could work. Maybe. It's a little weird, but maybe. I mean, weasels would also work. I mean, that's kind of like the stereotypical villain when you do anything animalistic, right? Yeah, weasels or badgers are usually the villains. Oh, rats. Rats would actually be interesting. So, in Dwarf Fortress, I think, according to the lore, goblins are about the size of dwarves. I don't remember. But, only hamsters, right? Maybe hamsters could be the human analog. I can see that. They're called, more traditional hamsters. What is it? It's, Cavi? Cavi. That's what it is. So that could be the human analog. So elves would be what? Elves could be rats. That'd be kind of funny. Yeah, elves could be rats. Elves could be rats, and then weasels could be the goblins. These would be really tough. They'd have quite the size advantage, no question. But it's possible. Yeah, I could see that. Okay. So that's dwarves, elves, humans, goblins. Yeah, it's all of them. So I wanted to add another race, but that seems kind of silly. So what I normally do for the other types, you know, the ones that I'm taking out of the game, like dwarves, humans, goblins, those all get turned into mythical creatures. Let me do that. I mean, it's basically just X-wing. Pretty simple. I had some kind of ultra combo there. That was awesome. I'm glad I recorded that. Oh, that was bad, though. Let's ignore that part of the recording, please. Oh, no, totally missed that one, too. Just ignore that one, too. That'd be helpful. Thank you. There you go. I like the slow effect there. The chain shows that off. Okay, now it's over. It was nice while it lasted. It didn't last forever. Out. Somehow I managed to pull it off. There we go, Brawler taking out. Yeah, I think with the gray out gone, I think this actually worked out. Oh, what the hell? I totally hit that. Obviously I didn't, but I could have sworn I did. I'm already down to half, well, almost half health. So I don't know if I'm actually going to make it to 1,000. Well, okay, no, we have a nunchuck, right? Some kind of light weapon. Theoretically, it's possible. Yeah, here we go. I just need 3 health. I don't know if that's going to happen here. 3 health I need. I'm going to look down at my screen, at the various parts of my screen yet. Haven't gotten any health yet. There we go. 2 more. I don't know if that's reasonable to expect here, though. Here we go. It's 1 more. 1 more. It's all I need. You can do it. You can do it, game. Give it to me. If I get to 100 kills here. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. Okay, anything else is like icing on the cake here. And that was actually perfectly done. Okay, now you're throwing the weapon. That actually works out really well. Here, have that. Have a little bit of that. That too. Have that again. Nope. Okay. Nope. Totally missed it. Found out. Found out. That wasn't where that was going to be a throw. Alright. Totally worked. You. Okay. I was expecting bad guys to come from that direction, but that totally didn't happen. Kindly. Thank you kindly for the weapon you just given. Oh, okay. I appreciate it. Go up on me. See how it feels? Feels good, does it? I thought he was closer. I thought he was going to be closer when I came in. Wait for the highlights, man. Okay, we got this. Boom, baby. There we go. How fast would that weapon have to be going? Actually, like, part of the box. Pretty fast, right? Okay, that was definitely a throw kill. Why didn't I get credit for that? Did I and the text just got overwhelmed by something else that happened? And I thought... I'm doing badly all of a sudden. What the hell happened? There we go. I took care of all the thrown weapons, except for mine, of course. Okay, so in death mode. There we go. Okay, here we go. Chance to get some health. We need 4 health. That's probably not going to happen. We do have a skill that lets us get health back. 4 health. Pretty insane. It could happen. It could happen. They could deliver to us here. It could happen. Right now. There we go. 2 more of those guys. Just, right up. Okay, 1 more. Happen. Maybe. Oh, it did happen. It did happen. Believe in miracles, boys and girls. Believe in miracles. Okay, they're gonna knock me out of this mode. It's gonna happen. It's inevitable. But that does mean we're gonna get to 1,000, which is great. Probably should have saved the weapon for that guy, but that's okay. These guys are gonna come fast and furious, though. If they weren't already furious, they are now. Decimate him, scare him. Oh, okay, we went over the other side. So that. Dude, what the actual hell? I'm just mad at myself, mostly. down 4 again. That happened like all of a sudden. Somehow knocked it out of the sky. Somehow he didn't actually hit me. I'm guessing that's because of the stun mode. Come on, Self. You can do this. You can do this. If I have to consistently get to it that one, that'd be nice. Apparently it's not there yet. That was a bad throw. I mean, I did kill a brawler, so I guess it wasn't a total waste. It was just silly in the moment. Probably should have this guy. There. I'm gonna be down to my last hit here in a minute. Probably not even a minute. It's probably gonna take all 30 seconds. And they did just slow down for me, so that's something. Killing grays with those is not ideal. What was I gonna do, right? Save it? Oh, we got health back. We can have that a little bit. Oh, okay. Okay, speaking of health, there's no way we're getting like 8 health here. It's just not gonna happen. I think health only comes like every 25 or so, wait till 50. Get it. And if they knock me out of the mode, obviously it's just not gonna happen at all. These also don't count towards my kill counter, but they count in general, I think. That's why it's a different kill counter. Yeah, so we didn't. That was expected, but I still did a lot more poorly on that than I should have. We are over 1,000 though. That's at least something. The kills there do count towards that kind of kill counter, so that's good. Otherwise, I don't think I would have hit 1,000. But and that lightsaber mode's basically 3 kills with no penalties. Penalty for taking you out of the mode, but that's about it. Holy shit, we actually managed to distract them. Decapitate these guys. There you go. Okay. I don't know if we're gonna hit 1,500 here. It could happen. Stranger things have happened. We're down to 3 health already. It seems really unlikely. Maybe. I'm thinking like turtles would be good for something. Turtles would be good. Right? And you leave rats for you leave rats to be goblins. And they might move too slow. I don't actually know that. I don't know if that's a model in the game. It would kind of make sense if it was. I'm totally getting distracted by the idea of turtle elves, and it's not actually helping at all. What would be really hilarious is beavers. Because, you know, elves are always all about the trees. That'd be pretty funny. That would be pretty funny. Okay, so we're gonna shut this down. Oh, it's almost 3. Oh man, it's almost at 3 million. I want to hit 3 million. Okay, we do another good survival round like that, we can definitely hit 3 million. We get another 1,000. So enemies slow to react, I think works out pretty well. Activates after 99 kills. That's pretty good. Slow down for 10 seconds after 32 kills. Isn't that basically? Oh, it's basically this. Slows down the enemy. Assault though is different than slowing enemies. Increase the speed of the next brawl. Next one, Vega will be thrown. The throwing's pretty good. Only one I'm kind of willing to take out is probably this one, slow down the enemy assault, but I don't know what I would take in front of it instead of it. And that's actually so useful. I think that's the only reason I've gotten to 1,000. This might actually be like the thing to get. Maybe remove weapon throw. And instead of doing weapon throw, we do freeze enemies or clear the screen. We try to do clear the screen. Kind of seems a little bit like a cheat, but we can try it. I want to get 3 million. We got to get 3 million points. almost seems like my mouse is starting to register. It is a mouse killer game. It will kill your mouse. Until the brawler, I wasn't entirely sure would be there, but I was pretty sure. So I'm gonna get ahead of you. Oh, he has a fish. Hardly ever see the fish weapon. That was funny to take out the fish. Yeah, that was a total waste of the deep impact, but okay. Better to have that when the brawler was there. I'll take a little bit. Green guys are always good hits. For that. They are color coded for a reason. Boy, this guy's just all over the place. That guy's less of it. Take that nice little spear there. There we go. So that's like how you do that. There's at least one brawler, I'm happy. Oh, I picked up the weapon instead of punching him. That's what happened. Got a nice little gray out there. Was that people with skill? Is that what's happening there? I have no idea. A little bit of health. Appreciate it. Back up to full again. And that's how you take out. Oh, okay. That works too. Like it activates every 32 kills, right? So we have to count 32. Or we look at the bottom of the board, which tells us when our score is. That could be a thing too. I think that's what they're for. Bottom left, if you want to look at it. Well, kind of in the corner of my eye, since my focus kind of has to be in the middle of the screen here. I don't need any health, so I could just let these guys knock them out. But like I said, these are like basically 3 kills. There's no reason to let them. You know, it's good practice for paying attention to what the guys are doing and paying attention to the UI elements. These guys are moving fast, aren't they? Just trying to charge right into my lightsaber. Sorry guys, but I can't kill you fast enough. Pretty slow now, let's go assault lookout. Nicely. Getting my breath back there. No question. That's him. Kill the color. Totally did it. Okay. That's okay. The ball has limited life anyway. Can't keep it around forever, even though it's very useful. I think there's an achievement for doing it like, I don't know, 20 kills, something nuts. Something I probably never hit. I'd have to look at my achievements for this game. Actually, do that weapon. Didn't I get rid of the weapon throw? Did I not? Maybe the weapon throw is just random. Yeah, it's because I got rid of the weapon throw for this, right? For the deep impact. So, I guess it's just a random thing that happens. It'd be funny if the game just gave me a weapon throw for no reason because it thought I had it. The game doesn't seem that fast to program it, so that could be a thing. They check it though, right? Make sure you have all your weapons for this. Okay, somehow I got health there, so I didn't actually get punished for that hit. I got punished for that hit. The problem is I don't actually know when deep impacts are going to hit. Oh, right. Okay, that works. Not entirely clear how that brawler died, but he did. Alright, 3 health, 3 health. That's what I need. You can have it, you can have it. For every 25 kills we get health. So we need it. There we go. You guys, thank you for showing up. Very nice of you. Your deaths. Graveyard without you. Actually, with this many dead, you probably work Crematorium. Yeah, Crematorium or Master Graves. Never shown in like a martial arts movie what happens when the hero's done beating all the bad guys and they're all dead in their graves. The dead may have to bury them. Brawler's done though. Okay, someone do the math here. Am I actually getting that deep impact every 32 kills? I mean, obviously, there was some that's stored up. Maybe there wasn't stored up from the lightsaber battle. The lightsaber battle does have a different counter. And when it gets added to this counter, I don't think it counts towards special abilities. I don't know. Seems weird that I got it on an odd number there, but I don't know how math works sometimes, so what do I know? Anything's possible. Oh, okay, I got health back, but still trying to take a hit. You can have that back. Grab one. Fun. Whole family. Like that. And like, oh, that was totally the wrong direction. Expecting guys to come over there. That happened. He just throws it away. I'm guessing the spear broke. Spears were notoriously bad, possibly breaking. So try to keep the ball alive. Try to keep the ball alive. Try to kill the brawler. Ball. Oops, that was totally the wrong direction. I don't know what I was thinking there. Hoping the ball would hit a person, I guess. Oh, okay. Gotta time that one right. Okay, I guess we're just knock him out of the air by doing some kind of deep impact. Take that, thank you. Even though he was impaled on it just a second ago. Oh, no, I'm just messing up on these brawlers. I don't know, I don't think it looks promising. I don't know if we're gonna make it to 1,000. It could happen. It could happen. And if I'm not sure we're gonna make it to 1,000, we're gonna make it 1,500. We'll see. If I make it to 1,000, I think I will make it 3 million points. My goal for this stream. We can do it, we can do it, we can do it. I believe, I believe. I believe, you gotta believe. Need one more heal, and then I'll feel better about the world. Oh, that did it. Okay, I feel a lot better about the world. That was actually perfectly timed. We got just what we wanted, then we got knocked out of the... It's gonna happen eventually. Oh, man. I do like the occasional weapon throw. I gotta say, that does seem to save my bacon more than once. What the hell is between me and the brawlers, man? The weapon. I'm not sure it actually matters if I have the weapon or not. It doesn't do any more damage, it's just a nice flare. What the hell was that? Why did I throw the weapon or throw the arrow in that particular direction? No reason for it. No reason for it whatsoever. There's a nice little bouncy ball for you guys. Follow the bouncing ball. Oh, okay. Well, that was done for following the bouncing ball, which is too bad. Could have used it to kill that brawler and substantial damage. Okay, well, down 4 again. Let me get to 1,000 in order to do the next batch of healing. least from the nunchuck. But I mean, it could happen because we get another 100 kills. That could be a thing. We're not going to get 4 health from it. That would be insane. Down 5. I just go too early there. What happened? And that helps. Definitely helps to clear the screen, especially when they get crazy. Thank you. See, when the brawlers are all in one direction, it's simple. Take it. Okay, don't pay attention to the bad guys. Pay attention to the bottom of the screen. Oh, okay, not that bottom of the screen, though, because that's actually really important to spot them. Let me down the last hit here. Oh no, here we go, nunchuck time. Okay, I didn't know I could do that on nunchuck level. I thought skills were disabled on nunchuck levels. I'll take it. It gets me 25 faster. Seriously, come on. Let's do this. We've gotten to 1,000 before, that means we can do it again. That means the power is within you. Shouldn't matter what skills you have. Skills are a crutch. And we could, in fact, turn off all the skills. We could do that. I don't know if I'd be able to do as... In fact, I really doubt it. I am not getting healed as often. I wonder once you're up this high, if health only comes over 50. That would actually make a lot of sense. Oh man, this is my healing guy too. He's the one who damaged me. That seems wrong somehow. Okay, well we are gonna make it to 1,000. That's cool. And we got healed up for a decent amount, just not as much as I wanted. But I mean, 5 was never going to happen, so... 1,000 is done, so we can get to 1,000 fairly consistently. Not great. Surprisingly, when I'm talking, I would not expect that at all. Weapons. Let's take me out. I'm down to 2 again. Gotta just not focus on the health. Gotta focus on when these guys are coming over to me. Okay, let me grab the fish. Alright, ball goes. Would have been helpful, and hey, we got health, so can't be too bad, right? You know what the weapon throw is? It's when we catch the weapon. Totally when we catch the weapon. I don't know why I didn't pick that up before. It makes total sense now. There we go. Just impale him. Why not? I like that I picked up the weapon and there's a brawl there. What's happening, boys and girls? Fun. There you go. Thank you. Just come over here right into my fist if you please. Yep. 2 lines, no waiting. Well, okay, maybe a little bit of waiting if you get slowed down. But really, it's not my fault. You get slowed down a little bit. It's my fault. I get the slow down skill. You know, it's bound to happen. Probably should have thrown the bomb with the brawler, but chance to get some health. Probably over 50 kills. Why not? That's in fact the way it works. Move it to 25, and then this guy will be no show. Oh no, there he is. There he is. Okay, so he's not using. Guess I might have taken the health without noticing. That's kind of silly. To be fair, though, I'm looking at the counters on the bottom, so you know the health is a big, giant red cross. It's really hard to see how I would have missed that. Okay, well, that's still every 25. Okay, so that's or it's different for nunchuck levels, I guess. No, I don't have a good use for that. I have this. pickle sandwich. I wasn't even hungry. I did get health there, so that's something. Yeah, sure. Go and impale and let the ball bounce away. Missed the ball. Came back though, the very next day. Ball came back and went roll away. Somehow that worked. I can't believe that worked. Gonna get 1500? Might. Could happen. Could happen. Not worry about the score, let's just worry about murdering all of these fools, right? Yeah, there we go. We got this. I mean, survival mode is just a matter of how long can you delay your death. You know, kind of old school that way. Like most of the old arcade games that way, right? Pac-Man's basically that. Oh, throw the weapon. Not appreciate. Clear the screen a little bit. Give me some breathing room. There we go. Some health back though. Get it? Just a little bit. I mean, I'm not greedy. I'm a little greedy. But not that greedy. I'll take what you give me. Okay, there we go. And we got some health back. No, don't die to this guy. Don't die to a brawler. Don't die to a gray guy either. Well, that's pretty bad. I don't think we're gonna get it. Maybe. Oh, nope. Nope. That's okay. We get 3 million? No! Okay. I mean, I'd love to. I don't know, I'm having fun with this. But no, I think I want to play some Dwarf Fortress. So let's get out of this. Back to the banner for a little bit. Let me try to set up screen regions to make this work. I have no idea how this is going to work for Dwarf Fortress because I've never streamed Dwarf Fortress before. Let me change the game name here. Dwarf Fortress is not on the fucking list. Excuse me, Twitch. Dwarf Fortress has been around forever. How is Dwarf Fortress not a supported game? I don't even know what this would be then. Games and demos? Sure, we'll go with games and demos. Even though it's actually Dwarf Fortress. That's what I'm going to change the title to. Actually Dwarf Fortress. There we go. Update the information. Okay, so that's dumb and a half, but that's okay. So what I want to do is just grab a screen region here. Just because that seems like that'll be the easiest thing. So let me pull in a scene. And get rid of what's on here. Just remove all that, thank you. And then add a screen capture of like, I don't know, like this area of my screen, I suppose. It's kind of silly, but because Dwarf Fortress doesn't exactly scale well, you know? Oh, and I didn't actually make that a proper size. Hold on, let me do that properly. Let me just grab my whole screen. How about that? That actually probably totally safe, right? I have anything on my screen that's super weird? No, not super weird. All right. Let's go and grab a screen region then, like all the way up here to all the way across. Okay. Now it's centered weirdly. Okay. Yeah, that should be good enough. Okay, so now we're going to be playing some Dwarf Fortress as soon as I set this up. Well, not really playing it so much as modding it. So we go into your 4305 into the data and shit, I've already forgotten how to do this. In the raws, that's where we want to do, in the raws. Go into objects. And what we want to do is look at a bunch of stuff here, right? So we want to grab, well, first of all, we want to grab default, because default is where the dwarves are. Where the hell is default? Desert variation default. No, that can't be it, right? No, this is just what parts of the people there are. Okay, I mean, that's fine and all. Also, why is an opening a regular notepad and not notepad++? Did I do anything weird? Okay, large mountain. I mean, that's not... Oh, there we go. Creature... No, that's creature domestic. Let's make sure we're going to edit notepad here. Okay. Yeah, so there we have, like, dogs, cats, animals, all these wonderful things. All right. Somewhere in here, and it's not variation default. Building custom, no. What am I missing? What am I missing? Creature equipment, I believe, is the wagon, right? Yeah, it's just a wagon. Okay. Let's see. Creature other? That doesn't sound right. Creature standard? Maybe a creature standard. Maybe you change default to standard. That I would actually... Yeah, there we go. There we go. There's standard. Okay, so I want to steal a lot of these things and put them in rabbits instead. Now, I don't remember where rabbits are. They shouldn't be in domestic. If I look in here for rabbit, holy shit, I found it. Well, that's disturbing. That's fine though. We'll take rabbit. We'll take rabbit and modify it. It is in creatures domestic though. Well, so it goes. All right, let's put this off to its own tab. Can I do that? Yeah, there we go. There we go. So we can look at these both at the same time, which is very useful for doing things. All right, so what do we do here? What do we do? So, rabbit. I need rabbit here, but I need to remove a lot of these pieces, right? Like child named Bunny Bunnies, that's fine. So we need to look at this and say, okay, well, we need to get this stuff at the very least, right? We need, yeah, benign, trances, strange mood, intelligent, all these things we need. And this is below the soldier tile, which this doesn't actually have a soldier tile, but it does have a creature tile right there. So we don't actually have a soldier tile because we don't have any tiles for this, but that's okay. So we can break this up and say, I want to grab all of these things. I mean, we could do the press string beards, but that'd be kind of weird for a rabbit. Okay, so now we say, okay, this is now an intelligent creature. The body is already broken up here, so I think that's fine. But the body gloss has paws. We need grasp. We need to be able to hold things, otherwise we won't be able to dig. So where would that be at? Where would that be at? I mean, has nerves, we already have that type of stuff. Creature class general poison, I mean, that's probably just generally true. Can do interaction. We can spit, we can do social responses and all that stuff. So this would be good stuff to have. This is underneath secretions, which I don't think everybody has, but... Okay, diurnal, creature variations. We have the cast, which I don't think are... I think they're further along to get cast, right? Cased, whatever you want to call it. I mean, okay, so we buy type grasp. So these are all the attacks they get. I have attacks here, which is basically biting and scratching. No kicking? Okay, how do you have a rabbit not give a powerhouse kick? Seems strange. But we can say we can punch and we can kick. Okay, we're going to grab these two attacks because we want these two attacks in our new version of rabbits. Let's make sure they're spaced properly. There you go. Okay. I mean, I still need to actually get... so I don't care about like what variations of ears and stuff there are. That's not quite important. I do want the physical attributes though, because these are really important for, you know, making sure they're sentient and have stuff that we expect them to have. So I'm going to dump this. Well, it looks like it's before body size. So we're going to make our new rabbits have all these wonderful physical attributes. And then also have all these interactions the dwarves have. Okay, so now they have the same things. So we go down here. Max age. Max age for a rabbit's not going to be very long, but I think that's okay. 10 to 15 years is pretty short, but to be fair, I think my last fort lasted maybe 10 years, so we'll leave it there. All right, baby one. I don't know how many babies rabbits usually have. I don't think it's actually something we can adjust here. I don't see it. I mean, rabbits usually have litters, right? So, okay, so children are children until age 12. Do we have a setting here for children for rabbits? Let's see. Oh, no, wait, that's turkeys. Where'd the rabbits go? There it is. Here's rabbit right here. Can I flag this? Totally can. Okay, that way I don't mistake it for anything else. All right, child one. So that means it's a child until 1 year old, and then as soon as he reaches his first birthday, it becomes an adult. That seems fair. Baby, though. So we don't actually have a baby tag for rabbit, so we can add one. So we can say baby. So I guess baby one would be the age at which they are called babies. In which case that's not helpful, right? I need some kind to tell me like litter size or something. There used to be a litter size thing. Well, we've got to give them equips, right? We have to give them equips. Otherwise, it's not going to, actually be able to use anything. And they need low light vision because they're going to be in caves the whole time. They do have diurnal. That's good. No indication of low light vision, so we got to give them the dwarf vision. Otherwise, that's going to be really difficult for them to move around. Okay, profession names. Yes, we need these. So we need all these profession names. And we'll give them the speech and dwarf text because that just seems to make sense. We'll put this all after the cast stuff. Okay, so we have profession names now. So now, of course, these are all rabbits. So we'll change this to crafts rabbit. Crafts rabbits. So pluralize, right? Fisher rabbit. And Fisher dwarf. Or Fisher rabbits. There you go. Hammer rabbit. I like the idea of a hammer rabbit. It's not going to matter too much because I don't know how well the military is going to work if they move along, if they're as small as they are, but could work. Rabbits. And a Marks rabbit. And of course axe rabbits. Just sounds dangerous, doesn't it? You meet something in the dark alley called an axe rabbit, you're going to reconsider your life choices, right? Makes sense to me. Swords rabbit. Swords rabbit sounds less dangerous. That actually sounds kind of cute. Don't know what it is. Difference between an axe and a sword, I suppose. So mace rabbit. A pike rabbit. I mean, that just sounds dirty, but... Or possibly a chimera. Okay. Bow dwarf turns into bow rabbit. No, there we go. Crossbowman. Elite. Okay, so the master names now. Okay. So elite. But okay, it's been a while since I played Dwarf Fortress. There we go. Body dwarf. Not body dwarf, bow dwarf. Okay. And then we get all those dwarf names, which should be fine. We're going to say alcohol dependent because that just seems appropriate. So there you go, alcohol dependent. Probably a new line there. Syndrome, dilution factor, inebriation 150. That seems really important to make sure they don't get drunk too fast. Biped gaits, swimming gaits, crawling gaits. That's something new. I don't remember that being a thing. We do have swim innate. We do have standard quadruped gaits. The thing is, the rabbits can't be quadrupeds anymore. They have to be bipeds. Basically what we're doing is we're turning them into... I mean, I'd love the advanced speed, but the climbing gait... Oh, you don't actually have a climbing gait. Should definitely apply that then. Here, give me a climbing gait. I suppose that means I should move these professions up above cast then. I suppose that makes more sense. Alright, we'll put it up here after low light vision. There you go. Yeah, so climbing gates, swimming gates is already innate. And we already have one. Okay. Crawling gate, we somehow... Oh, no, there it is. There it is. There's crawling gate. Okay. So swim is innate, so that's fine. And then, of course, what their personalities are. So we give a range of personality abilities thing along with mannerisms. We should grab all of these. And, of course, prefer just talk to your spouse. Totally makes sense to me. There you go. And then all the casts, which we don't really care about because I'm not going to make casts for different kinds of rabbits. That just seems kind of crazy. Fingernail length, which I don't think matters right now. And then we get into humans, which we don't care about. Okay. So I think that means we've moved everything about dwarves into rabbits now. Kind of silly, but it works, maybe. Possibly. It might work. I think we already have like all the get wound infections and stuff by default. And if we don't have that, then I'm okay with cheating a little bit to make that work. Okay, so rabbits are now theoretically a new race, which means we need to make sure that dwarves aren't. So how do we do that? We got to make them fanciful creatures. So there should be a fanciful creature type in here. There we go, creature fanciful. I'm this up in Notepad. And these basically just say, you know, this does not exist and it's fanciful. You know, it can appear in art, but it can't actually appear for any other reason. So we're going to grab all of these and we're going to replace the entry in Dwarf. And we're going to say, okay, so after the pref string, and we can't have the intelligent tag here or the strange moods, but we can delete those. And I'm sure we can use all these nice little body details, since who knows, or maybe they're used somewhere else. It seems kind of weird. You need to define them distinctly here. Maybe not. You know what? Maybe we just take them out. Go all the way down. Basically, we're going to make these guys imaginary creatures. So we're going to go all the way down. As far as the rabbits know, dwarves don't even have babies. I mean, think about it. When's the last time you considered a baby unicorn? Doesn't even seem likely, does it? So fanciful does not exist. Okay, great. So that means we need to go into the entity default here. And in the entity mountain thing, we need to say creature rabbit. And then we have to make sure none of these are anything specific to dwarves. Like anything that says like dwarf or anything. So scholar is called like philosopher, so we know what these are called. Hunter, trapper, animal sector, weaponsmith, gem cutter, weaver, clother, fisherman. I mean, sure, it's a job. All the jobs can keep their names pretty much. Just make sure there's no other reactions here, which is fine. World construction, they're more likely to do tunnels. Killing enemy is totally fine. Torture is bad. You know, typical stuff. Landholder, there are kings, queens, consorts, diplomats, that's all fine. Position of a general, that's good. Lieutenant, captain, military commander, militia captain, sheriff, captain of the guard, expedition leader, mayors, managers. Up, there we go. Okay, so chief medical rabbit. Thank you very much. And of course, the plural of that would be rabbits. Brokers, bookkeepers, liaisons, diplomats, dukes, duchess, consorts, count, countesses, and consorts, baroness, baron, and consorts, champions, hammers, administrators. I mean, we're going to leave the hair and stuff, even though it seems a little weird to have a... Well, okay, it is very weird to have a rabbit with a mustache, right? And a little weird. So we're not going to let them have mustaches. Or beards, for that matter. Beards are just weird on a rabbit. We can shape the hair and the sideburns, that's fine, but no beards. Okay, and all those. Okay, so that's should be set up. So the best thing to do, oh, we know we need equipment. We need to make sure the equipment is done. So item tools here. And the trouble is, I think, the sizes. These are going to be way too big for a rabbit to use. Because rabbits are super tiny, right? We look at the size here for rabbits. Where the hell are they? Oh, right. You can't be, can't have those if you're going to be an intelligent creature. I'm sorry. It's just not going to work. Okay, so size. No winter. That can't actually... I mean, we can leave Meanderer. That's fine. Standard Grazer is not going to work for me. Sorry. Frustrating ears, ability to burrow. That's totally fine. And maybe I just need to add, like, grasp here. If it's the body gloss... I don't know. I might have to turn these into hands. Let me look at the creature standard here. And save this. So, your body detail... stem materials, head to layers. But I think the problem is right now I'm using a body quadruped. And I think I really need body humanoid. So what do we do with this? Because the thing is, I need them to be able to use tools. And they can't use tools if they have paws. They don't have thumbs, you know? Thumbs are a very, very important evolutionary step. So they need thumbs. So do you make them so that they're humanoid, or do you keep them as cute little rabbits? I think at this point, aren't they already not cute little rabbits? I don't know, man. I don't know. Just thinking about this, trying to see if there's any kind of thing in the body detail that tells me facial hair teachers, standard head positions, humanoid head positions. This tells me basically where on the body it is. Here on the body detail plan, it basically says, no, this guy's a quadruped. These are the parts he has. And the body detail plan, it says, yeah, he's a basic vertebrae. Just make sure you know that he's quadruped. So the thing is, I think quadruped's not going to work. I think we need to say that you're no longer a quadruped. The standard quadruped great gates can't happen then. We got to turn these back and move these into standard biped gates. So we have that. Means we lose the... I could change the gate back. I'm going to say it's a biped gate. In which case that means we're basically going to say these guys are bipeds. So let me get the body humanoid then. And apply that up here. Body humanoid changes from body quadruped. This body gloss paw, though, that could be problematic. Because paws don't have the grasp ability. Is there a body gloss in here that I'm missing? I don't see it. There's no body gloss paw or body gloss. So it's body humanoid, body detail plan, hair tissue, material. Okay. I mean, maybe what I need to do is see if there's a rabbit man further on in the raws. If there is, we can totally steal that. No, this is totally the bottom of the raw. Okay. So rabbit is the last domestic. Makes sense. You don't want a rabbit man in the domestic file. So where would the rabbit man be in the creature file here? Well, probably going to be a forest creature, right? So that'd be temperate. Let's see if that's actually a thing we can do here. So if I look for rabbit here, do not see it here. Okay, good to know. Good to know. How about River Lake? Sounds possible. Hold on, is it just searching that one sentence up top? Okay, just checking. Okay, so it's not that one. I mean, large? Maybe that's the problem, is large? There should be like a... It would be other? Other seems kind of just out there. It's fox squirrels, moghoppers, fluffy wamblers, knuckleworms. Basically all the fanciful creatures he created that have... Well, no, okay. Blood gnats actually exist. But no other place to put them, essentially. Alright, so it's got to be new, maybe? Small mammals new. Yeah, because then he has hamster, and then he has hamster man, right? Yeah. So that means he's got to have rabbit man in here somewhere, right? There's hedgehog, hedgehog man, giant hedgehog, flying squirrel man, giant flying squirrel. Well, at least we know where the hamsters are. River Lake Pool new, maybe? River otter. Otterman. You know, can we... I think what we can do is open up all of these and then do like a search across them. I think Notepad++ allows you to do that. Temperate new. I'm just poking around in here. I mean, it's fun and all. Do a search. Looking for rabbits. Not rabbits. That'd be silly. Rabbit. Also not a thing. Okay. It's so nice when rabbit men line up properly here. So tropical new? I mean, maybe it's not new. Maybe that's the problem, is the rabbit men have been a thing for a while now, right? So somewhere in here, if we search objects, maybe this will do. Rabbit. No items match your search. Okay, well, fuck you too. Okay, that didn't work. Worth a shot. Variation default, creature, amphibians, creature annelids, which are worms, basically. Birds new. Bugs, deserts, domestic, equipment. Large mountain. So these are large animals. Okay. Ocean new. Other, reptiles. Small mammals, but not new. Rats. There's no rabbit man. So I think what we have to do is just take like hamster man and maybe rat man here. Yeah, sure enough, there's a rat man. So you can copy tags from, but we don't want to do that because we want to change rabbit entirely, right? Well, I mean, we do in the case of the rabbit because there's no rabbit man equivalent. I thought there was, but apparently there's not. Just making sure I'm not missing anything. Squirrel gray, squirrel red, giant squirrel, chipmunk, giant chipmunk. Okay. So now there's Ratman. We want it. We want the Ratman because that's going to be our goblin. Creature standard is just going to be all the intelligent creatures. Creature temperate, new, entity default. No. Okay. No, it's just how it goes. Okay. Well, that's how it goes, and that's how it goes. All right. So I'm just looking through here, see if we have anything. So we apply the punch attack, tooth attack. Okay. Description, population number. Okay, so that's how many there are in the world. Need to make sure we don't have that tag as rabbits, right? So what is that? That is population number. There it is right there. Make sure, okay, do not have that tag. Cluster number also doesn't make any sense for an intelligent creature. Vision arc is fine. Okay. And the color and then everything else. Okay, so that basically gives a nice little shorthand to be able to create a Ratman of your own. Okay, so then what they don't have then, right, because we have the biped gates, have the punch attack. It's applying a variation, but what it's not doing is saying that they have the ability to grasp or anything, so that's a little weird. There is also a Tiger Man in, like, I think they're in the jungle, so I'm going to say tropical. There's Tiger. Let this all go through here. Tiger Man. Okay. And I know they can do stuff. They can like pull levers and stuff. At least they used to be able to. Maybe they can't anymore. Yeah, because they're still using the claw template. So maybe they can't anymore. Alright, so if that's true... Okay, the vertebrae... Now if we have... These... Okay, 5 fingers, 5 toes. That's what I want right there. Because that'll tell me... tells it basically that it's... So we don't do the paw then. We don't do the body gloss paw. Get rid of that. Because they don't have paws, they have hands now, which looks a little weird, but that's okay. And we can change that, I think. Maybe not right here. Personality. So yeah. So here we go. Mannerism, nose. So we can say, instead of hair, we can say fur. And instead of hands, we can say paws. And instead of fingers, I guess it'd be claw. Yeah, it's still called a claw on a rabbit, right? Probably. Okay. And when everything else works, they have to have arms, they have to have tongues, they have to have everything else. Okay, so now we know this is true. Dwarves have been reduced to fanciful creatures, which is fine. Entity default has been updated to make sure that we are dealing with a rabbit world, right? Yes, creature rabbit. Okay. Make sure there are no other weird little things there, but I think that's okay. Now, the problem is these armor items are going to be way... I mean, they're going to be size of the rabbit, so that's fine. But the weapons are going to be way too big. So if I look at the tools here... I mean, these tools are used in adventure mode, so I don't think it matters. Yeah, I think these tools should be fine. The wheelbarrow might be crazy big. But I'm actually okay with that because that means we can put more stuff inside of them. But we do need to change the weapons. So it's like item, weapon, or something like that. Item, weapon. Here we go. Okay, so like the whip. So what I need to do is create like rabbit variations of these, basically. So the whip we just won't be able to use. That's fine. But we can say... So we'll copy this. Because this is all about the battle axe. Which is basically a dwarf weapon. So now it's a rabbit weapon. So now... we say this is item, weapon, rabbit, battle axe. And so we're going to take the size way down. What are the size of average rabbit? Size of a rabbit is somewhere in here. I'm just missing for some reason. You gotta give me a size, man. Body size. 50. Okay? 50 is super small. Just to give comparison, what's the size of your standard human? So I'm looking for the body size tag here. You can do a search from here. You'll find the next one. Body size. Okay, human is 4,000. Okay, that is quite the difference. That is quite the difference. Yeah, it's human. Okay, I should also flag this so I know where this is. Okay. So, yeah, that is enormously different. And then you have... So, why are there 3 body size tags? I guess this is a... Oh, okay. So when you're 0, basically you're a baby, you have 50. When a baby human is 4,000. When you're 1 years old, that's what this is saying. When you're 1 years old, you get to size 250, which is basically an increase by 4 times, 5 times, 6 times. I'm not bad. I'm not good at math. Whereas a baby is 17,500, and then an adult rabbit is only 500. But the body size here is 70,000. So, if we go to the weapons here, so the size of a battle axe is 800. Well, if we open up the thing here and we say, well, if I do 70,000, okay, and give me an idea of how big the battle axe is. Okay, 87 times for that. So that means if I were to do like 500 divided by 87, the battle axe should be size 6 maybe? It's hella small. Okay. I mean, that's super tiny. That is an incredibly tiny battle axe. I'm going to say 100. Maybe even like 300. It's comically large in terms of their size. But that way they'll be able to use it. So minimum size then is going to be like... We'll say minimum size that can wield it is going to be 300. So basically you have to be over 1 year old to do it. That's kind of not good. Let's say 250. You have to be at least 250. Okay, so that means the size is going to be 250. You have to be at least as big as the battle axe to wield it. That seems fair. That seems fair. We're going to do the same thing for all these other ones then. Like the Warhammer. We have to do the same thing. We have to say we're going to make a rabbit Warhammer. So grab this. And then we're going to separate it out. And we're going to say this item, this weapon, is for rabbits. And it's a Warhammer. And basically we're going to do the same thing. We're going to say, actually size 400 might be okay for the Warhammer. But minimum size is way too small. You have to be at least as big as the hammer. That's all I ask. And that means the Warhammer size actually is the same. That's hilarious. But alright, sure, why not? The Rabbit Warhammer is just perfectly balanced. That's what we're going to go with. Okay, so the item weapon short sword here. Do the same thing. So this is the Rabbit short sword. Size 300, so you have to be at least size 300 to wield it. Can stone. Oh, can be made out of stone. Okay, I got you. Then the spear. Take this down here, and item weapon is going to be the rabbit spear. Okay. Size 400, which means minimum size is going to be 400. Right, so they don't have variants for this right now. That's what we're adding, basically. And the mace, we're going to have a rabbit mace here. And this is definitely, that's probably cheating to just say, you know, it's the same size. Size 800 is a little too big, actually. I have to reduce that to like size 500. 500 even maybe a little too big. We'll say like 400. And then minimum size is going to be 400. Whoops. Jumped there. Where's my cursor at? There it is. Okay. 400 up at the top. Alright, crossbow. Same idea. Crossbow has to be, okay, 400. Shoot force, probably going to be less than 1,000 from a tiny little crossbow. So, actually, no, the size is fine, right? I mean, crossbow, if anything, won't be affected by the size of the wielder. So, sure. You have to be at least 400 to wield it. Okay, and then the all-important pick. Pick is really important, because that's basically how we get out in the world. So we're going to make it a smaller pick, size 300, and you have to be 300 to wield it. Okay, all the other ones are foreign weapons, which I do not want. Dwarves want them, and that's fine, but we're not really dwarves, we're rabbits. Okay, so that means I need to add in the rabbit variations here. I didn't make this... Alright, you can't have a duplicate in the raw, that just doesn't help. Okay, that's a rabbit pick. That should be a rabbit crossbow. Okay, rabbit mace, rabbit spear, rabbit short sword, rabbit warhammer, rabbit battle axe. Okay, we're good. So, right now, these are nice and all, but we need to actually make them. Make it so that rabbits can use them. So these weapons right here. Oh, training axes. Okay, well, we know this is a thing, so we can add that in. Right, all these have rabbit variations, so we know these guys can all use rabbit stuff. So rabbit spears, rabbit mace, rabbit crossbow. We don't have rabbit bolts, but it shouldn't matter. We don't have training axes. Oh, and the pick. Should have a rabbit pick too. Right? Rabbit mace, rabbit crossbow, rabbit pick. Yeah, there it is. Okay. So blowgun, pike weapon, halberd, sword long, sword two-handed, maul, a great axe, a dagger. Dagger seemed like that could be really useful for a rabbit, right? Let's say we add this to a large dagger, and we let the rabbits have it. So move it into the entity default here, and say you can have it. There you go. What's the size on this thing? Well, minimum size says 5,000. That's not going to work for me. Say you have to be 200, so anyone can wield it then. Trail size, yeah. So scourge, flail, morning star, scimitar. Here we go. Training axes. Okay, so I need to make a variant of this for rabbits. So right after the word weapon, do that. And grab this. Paste it into entity default right on top of this one instead. Oh no, it's weapon. Okay, so that's the difference. It's weapon. Okay. I didn't realize there was a difference in syntax there. It was not immediately obvious. All right, I need to do short sword and spear as well. Okay, well there they are right here. Here's a short sword. Okay. Yep, not too long there. All right. And then the spear, right, minimum size got to change. We'll see, you have to be at least 300 to wield it. At least the size of the thing you're trying to wield, at the very least. And then minimum size for this is going to be 400. And this is going to be the rabbit spear. Helps if you spell things correctly. Okay, so now we change this to rabbit sword. Change this to rabbit spear. Everything else, all the armor stuff should adjust naturally to fit rabbits. So I think we're okay now. Subterranean clothing, which is fine. Everything else is pulled from dwarf entities, so we should be okay. So the best way to test this is, of course, just to go in and test it. So let's save everything here. Everything's saved, right? Looks all blue, so I think we're good to go. All right, let's see what happens when we try to create a world with this. It might end up being horrible, might end up working wonderfully. Rabbits are going to be like super outclassed by pretty much everything, but that's just the way it goes. We can skip over this part. Thank you. Zoom in a little bit so I can actually see what I'm doing. All right, can we just expand this out? There you go. All right, so now we're going to design a new world. Let's just create a world. Just go crazy. It'll try to do like 1,000 worlds. Yeah. I don't care about any of this right now, so we can just go. And we'll see what happens in the history. If rabbits are actually like viable for like a civilization. What happens in the history when there's rabbits versus humans versus elves and goblins and all that stuff. So we'll see. 23 rejected already, huh? Okay, well at least we're generating history now. We do apparently have some mountain homes that's actually happening with the rabbits instead of dwarves. Let's let it get to like year 100 here, and then we'll take a look at the history and see what the world's like. Maybe. Might get to 100. I mean, I would really expect the dwarves to be wiped, or the rabbits rather, to be wiped out. But maybe not. They might live. I mean, at the very least, they have their burrows to go to, right? Burrows, fortresses, whatever you want to call it. All right. Let's end the generation here. Give me a prompt in a minute when it catches up to me. There we go. Use the world as it currently exists. Finalize some things. We'll go ahead and accept the world. And let's see what we got. See if it worked. I'm guessing it worked, but we'll see. And we'll see if it did anything super weird or not. We'll also see if we can actually mine. That could be really important if we can't actually mine. And if that works, then we can go back and edit and make sure that we take out all the, change the goblins out for rats, etc., etc. So let's start playing. Let's look at Legends mode first and see what we got. Okay, so in terms of historical figures, okay, these are going to be all like legendary beasts. We don't care about that. So we'll go to the bottom of the list. Okay, we have a female doe rabbit born in 99. Let's look for like born and died. There should be a lot of deaths in like the beginning of history, which we need to scroll like all the way up for. Okay, there's already some deaths here. Born in 99, died in 03, so all of 4 years old. But remember, that's an adult rabbit. So we got. So Bemble Trotnose was a doe rabbit born in 99. She was of unknown parentage. So she became the queen of the Godly Barricade at 103, huh? And married some guy. And then an elf confronted her. And, of course, the elf tore off her leg. And then she was shot and killed. All right. And then devoured her because elves like devouring intelligent creatures. Yeah, I mean, that's an elf for you. That's an elf for you. Total bastards, all of them. All right, so... I mean, that's something to consider when we trade out elves for other creatures, is that you have to choose something that would actually eat other animals. So making them omnivores would actually kind of make a lot of sense. But we're going to be stuck in 100 here for a while here, aren't we? Well, we try... I'm not sure if filtering's going to work. Will we just choose rabbit? No, actually, it's going to be... Yeah, it should be rabbit. Oh, you know what? It's filtering on names. That's not going to work. Okay, so what if we scroll down from here? We'll see a lot of deaths. There's a lot of forgotten beasts still alive, which makes sense because it's only been 100 years. Okay, here we go. So a lot of humans. Male human necromancer. I wouldn't expect to see very many... a force? Okay. There's an elf here. Just wondering if maybe... Okay, killed by a dragon. Alright, I mean, that happens. Male goat monster did not die. Male goblin did die. Okay, become master of an elf. So apparently there's a slave caste going on here. And the Heavenly Price was authored by Stozu and Monstrous Wilds. Murdered by an elf. Okay. There's an eel god. There's a doe rabbit goddess. Often depicted as a female doe rabbit and associated with jewels. Oh, right then. There's a male buck rabbit here. Died in 8. Began wandering the wilds. The Staff of Flames held a short sword throwing competition in Tong Sword as part of the Festival of Metal. And competing was this rabbit, as well as 2 others. And Urvad was the victor. Oh, well, okay, so much for that. And then this guy, no, Urvad. No, Urvad was right. Urvad was the victor. Congratulations, Urvad. All right. And then Urvad became a mayor, and then he died of old age at age 8. Well, all right, and he had a lot of daughters and sons. I didn't even play with the litter settings, so these guys looks like they were born about a year apart, looks like. Well, 2 years apart for between the eldest son and youngest daughter. No, about a year apart. Only year 4 was no one actually. Alright, so that's cool. That seems to be working. No rabbit seems to be living very long, but that's fair, I suppose. So let's see if we can get to a born and death date here. It looks like it's working, though. It looks like rabbits are actually, like, intelligent creatures that can exist in the world and fight and all that wonderful stuff. Which is great. That's fantastic. We'll scroll through here. Okay, here we go. So born 2, died 6, so died at 4. Oh, that's a goblin, though. Struck down by a dragon. That does happen. Female kobold. Struck down by a giant. Female human. Had a slave rabbit. That's an interesting take on pets. PETA would love this mod, apparently. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so the only reason why she died is she died of old age. Alright. There's an elf here. Born 2, died 3. Wow. Struck down by a giant. Alright, didn't really have a chance there. Okay, female doe rabbit, 2 years old. Struck down by a cyclops. Oh, because it attacked the town she was living in. Alright, yeah, well, that happens. Female doe rabbit. Oh, had a lot of good adventures here. So, okay, Datan actually fought a cyclops. But Datan escaped unscathed. Alright. Dingo attacked Datan. And escaped unscathed. Really good with the dodges here. Forgotten Beast attacked Datan. And escaped unscathed. Really good. Staff Flames held a foot race. And this... No, not this. She just participated. Udu Votchko was the victor. Okay. Short sword throwing competition, but someone else was the victor. Gave up being a farmer to become a tavern keeper. Started working in the buttery dumplings. Staff Flames held a wrestling competition, and Datan was the victor. Okay, there you go. And then she became a baroness. And a cyclops attacked Datan, and unfortunately she could not escape the cyclops. Alright, I mean, well, that's gonna happen. Looks like 2 sons, 2 daughters. That's actually a lot in, like, 15 years of living. Born 2, died 13. Died of old age. Even though encountered at least 2 cyclopses that I see here. And a giant cougar. That's impressive. That is super impressive. Alright, another doe rabbit died at age 2, so probably, yeah, struck down by a cyclops. That's gonna happen. Alright. Born 3, died 44. I mean, a rabbit should be so lucky. Oh, here we go. Born 3, died 18, so lived a full 15 years. Yep, died of old age. Mostly just got into a lot of races. No turtles in sight, but they did... You know, we haven't actually done that part yet, so... Alright, so it looks like it's working. At least in terms of being able to be part of the history. There's a lot of interesting competitions going on. The birth rate could maybe be upped a little bit, but I'm not going to worry too much about that. Okay, so what if we try to start a fortress with these guys? Does it work? We're just going to pick some random site. Doesn't really matter what it is. As long as it's near a mountain, really, is all I care about. So, I mean, we're on a mountain right here. It's a small mountain, but whatever. There's a lake nearby, though. So let's just go... like here. That makes it so the mountain's going to be on the left and the grass is going to be on the right. Should be plenty. And let's go ahead and actually reduce the size, like, super small. There you go. Okay. And then just embark. Prepare for the journey carefully, I guess. That's good enough, right? We have 2 picks. That's good enough to be able to figure out what's going to go on. So let's just go. All right. And embark. Yeah, we're fine. All right. 47 is making outpost for Glory of All Nomthlig. All right. Worship Skunk Faint was a randomly chosen name here. Oh, new chapter of Dwarven history. Yeah, that's going to happen. I don't know how to change this text. I think it's hard-coded. I think a Dwarven outpost at the top is hard-coded too, so that's just going to happen. Alright, so there are rabbits here. Let's go and pause. Alright, so we have horses and all this wonderful stuff. That's fine. Zoom in a little bit here. Okay, so what I want to see is whether or not these guys can dig. That's the important thing. So... we don't have... So let's go ahead and just make a designation here for mining. And I'm going gonna say I want you guys to mine. Want you guys to mine like right here. We can at least mine that. That'll at least be proof of concept. So okay, then we need to assign someone to mine. So that's shoot, it's been so long since I've done it this way. I usually have Dwarf Therapist up, but Dwarf Therapist doesn't work with his version of Dwarf Fortress. So location and occupations? No, that's exploration stuff. Man, it's been too long. Unit list. Yeah, and then I can assign you a job maybe. View unit. We don't want to customize your stuff though. How about go to unit? And then assign you a labor. Maybe. I don't really care about miscellaneous stuff. I just care about labor you have assigned. Which is not the way to do that. Alright, alright, alright. It's not unit. Sure isn't unit? That'll make a lot of sense. And I can view you here, but no. Okay, we got donkeys. Great horned owls around. It seems like that would be a real big problem for sentient rabbits. Dude, it's been too long since I figured out how the heck to do... It's not orders, right? No, because that's just general stuff. Okay. It's not C. That's civilizations. D is designations. You can't designate a job to be done, or when we just did, but not like by a specific person. Buildings and task, items and buildings. Nobles and administrators. Status is status of the actual fortress itself. Makes sense. Okay. That over. I don't actually need the mini map. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so let's see. I'm totally blanking this. Okay, I'm gonna have to look this up because embarrassingly, it's been too long. It's been too long. All right, I'll look at the wiki here, which is that page. I'm doing this on my second screen. You guys aren't gonna be able to see this, but that's okay. Quarters mode tutorial. It's been way too long since I've done this. Alright, controlling your dwarves. Labors. Okay, look over your dwarves, assign labors, place view units, place cursor on the dwarf. Okay, so I was on the right track. Just did it wrong. Okay, so view the dwarf. Plus PL for preferences, labors. Alright, preferences, labors. Oh, and then you activate it that way by selecting it. Okay. Okay. So now this rabbit, can return to game. This rabbit should go in and start mining. Should grab a pick. Well, it's blinking. That's a good sign. It's a good sign. I wonder if it's too big. Oh no, he's coming over here. He's coming over here. The pick might be too big, and that's why he's super slow. But they are mining. They can totally mine. I could shrink the size of the pick, and that would speed up their rate here, but the rabbit's mining. Okay, that's actually great. That's perfect. That shows me proof of concept does work. So let's get out of here forever. Just save the game. That'll quit the menu, basically. I mean, I don't really care if it saves the game, because we're not going to stay here for very long. And we're going to delete the world, but that's okay. Basically, this is what I wanted to do. Okay, there we go. So now we're back here. Quit out. Okay, so now we've got back to here. So let's go ahead and go to the save and destroy it forever, because we don't care about those. So now we want to basically do the same thing. Now, fortunately, there's already hamstermen around, so we can make the hamstermen... What are we going to make the hamstermen? We will make the hamstermen the equivalent of humans, right? Okay. The problem is the hamstermen are freaking huge. So are the tigermen. So if I look at hamsterman here and look at the sizes, so was increase small mammals, right? That would make the most sense. Squirrels, Squirrel, squirrel, squirrel. Lots of squirrels. Tons of squirrels. Chipmunks. How'd the hamster go? Chipmunk. Giant chipmunk. Where the hell's the hamster? Is it actually in domestic? I didn't think it was. I think that's why we didn't do anything with it. Gonna foul. Did I totally misplace the hamster? Sounds like something I would do. Okay, creature standards where the human is. Creature fanciful, entity default. Nope, this is all stuff I need for the side piece. So what the hell? Where'd the hamster man go? I know we saw it. No, we don't. Yeah, we went raw. We went raw. Okay, so let's see. It's probably in small new. Maybe that's what it is. There's the new ones. Yeah, there you go. Hamster. Okay. So looking at this and looking at the sizes, which eventually we'll find here, right? Sizes, body size. This is the tag I'm looking for. Body size. There it is 150. So if anything, they're a lot smaller than rabbits. All right, but hamster man, body size, I do not see. That's interesting. I don't actually see that here. Huh. So, going to say there can be no such thing as hamsterman now. So I'm going to delete this raw entirely. Hamsterman goes away. Just so, I mean, it makes it more difficult for me because then I have to, copy all the raws from man to put into hamster, but it's fine. It's totally fine. Okay, so you can't have a pet value. Vermin eater is totally fine. I didn't realize hamsters at 8 vermin, but okay. Benign. I mean, it is natural, so we're going to leave that. I guess benign is fine too. And we'll just get rid of the pet tag then. Not butcherable. I mean, humans would appreciate that, but the elves wouldn't, so let it go. Population number is also not necessarily relevant. Do humans have a population number? I have no idea. Yeah, benign. All right. We need to add in the intelligent tag here. Let's go ahead and add in that. Thank you. And then make sure in entity default, we trade out the plains creatures for hamsters, which is eventually going to be down here somewhere after we pass all the rabbit stuff all the way down. Oh, okay, next was actually elf, but we'll deal with that later. Plains. There we go. So change human to hamster. Now that means they're not going to be able to use most of this stuff either, right? They're definitely going to have problems with this. So what we're going to do is make these guys all have the rabbit versions. Just for sanity's sake, basically. Just to make it a little bit easier to do. These are all be the regular versions. It means they don't get scimitars or flails or morning stars or great axes. Or mauls or long swords or two-handed swords or halberds or pikes, for that matter. They should really get bows, though, right? They should probably get bows. So we're going to have to make hamster bows for these guys. Okay, so if I look over here on weapons, there should be a bow. I mean, really, could say, we can delete all this stuff here. Or undelete it, rather. We can say, okay, you know what? You want your scimitar? Fine. You know what? You get your scimitar. But it has to be turned into a hamster scimitar. Which I'm sure is adorable. And change the sizes too, right? Size is 300. Minimum size here is also going to be 300, because we know that works. Means you're basically the size of your scimitar. Same with the Morning Star. I mean, that's a freaking huge Morning Star relative to your size, but you know what? You know what? You're hamsters, you deserve it. Alright, same with the flail. Oh, wait, we need to change the hamster Morning Star sizes, huh? Can't forget to do that. Right, so the thing is the sizes are too small, right? We gotta make everyone equal. That seems like that would help out here. Get rid of the body gloss paw. We're gonna change the body to biped eventually. But the size is just too damn small. So your body size gotta go up, man. You gotta go up. Gotta be like 550. Huge hamsters relative to the rabbits, but I think that's fair. There's actually only one body size tag, so that's kind of weird. They only live for 5 years, so by comparison, the rabbits are super long lived. I don't think that's gonna work for me. I think say max age is gonna be the same as the rabbits roughly. So it's anywhere from, let's say, 8 to 15. Yeah, that should be fine. They're nocturnal. Interesting. I'm actually going to keep that because I think that's an interesting idea. Nocturnal sentient race here. All right, so yeah, so that should make the sizes work out a little bit better. So they can actually use these things now. Okay. So flails. Change the flail to the hamster variety. There you go. Change the size. Okay, then the scourge the same way. I don't think humans actually use scourges, but I actually don't know for sure. So we'll just go ahead and say that's the hamster variety. Hamster scourge. And again, you have to be like 300 to wield it. Okay, there's this rabbit dagger, great axe. Now, of course, a lot of the excuse for why... Oh, man, 1,300. That is enormous. I'm going to say 500. And you have to be size 500 wield it. A lot of the reason why dwarves don't have a lot of these weapons is because they're sized wrong. But also largely because... they're just foreign weapons. They're a foreign idea. I mean, there's no reason historically why you wouldn't have a... actually made that a rabbit maul. That should be a hamster maul. Why you shouldn't have, like, blow darts in with knights and armor, right? Except for the fact that they never came up with the idea. Same basic notion here. Okay, so 500 for you. Do have a long sword. So really just the rabbits never envisioned, you know, anything like a maul, for instance. But the hamsters did, for whatever reason. Size 700 is just a little bit too big there. So really only the biggest hamsters can wield them, which seems fair. And that's a two-handed sword, which I'm going to say is a little bit bigger than a hamster. But nevertheless, they can wield it if they really, really want to. Oh, except I modded the actual raw for that. Not what I meant to do. What I meant to do was copy it first. Alright, so now this is the hamster weapon. There we go. So yeah, that's going to be size 600. You have to be at least 500 to use it. Okay, everything else the same. And the halberd. Again, only the hamsters came up with this idea for the halberd. Maybe also the goblin equivalent, wherever that's going to be. Size 1200 is a little big. Don't go 700. I mean, if you ever look at a halberd, it is huge. It is very tall. So I'm okay with it dwarfing the hamster, so to speak. And the pike, same general idea. So that's going to be a hamster pike. Sure, size 800, why not? And we're just going to do the minimum size. I mean, it doesn't exactly work, Because the size should be like probably only double digits. Yeah, probably should only be double digits, huh? The more I think about it, the more I'm relatively sure that's true. I mean, relative to this size, yeah, I mean, if you look at the calculation we did, at most double digits, right? Yeah, probably. I mean, we do have these separated out now, so it should be an easy change to make. So we can say, 30 instead is the size. And then the size the person wielding it is still, 400. That's fine. But yeah, we reduce the size by like a tenth instead. That might make more sense. It's gonna make things super small though. But then again, if everyone's using stuff that's super small, maybe it doesn't matter, right? Okay, let's try it. Let's try everybody using a tenth of the size. Like the rabbit spear is going to be a tenth of the size. Rabbit short sword's a tenth of the size. Rabbit warhammer, tenth of the size. Rabbit battle axe, just drop a 0. Battle axe was the latest one, right? The whip, I'm gonna hate whips, so I'm gonna actually remove them entirely. I despise whips. Whips are super overpowered. They'll just cut things like lightsabers. It's actually stupid. All right. So come down here. So the spear, the mace, that's the mace. So you know what? The rabbit mace is going to be 80 because that's 800. The crossbow is 400, so that's 40. The pick is 500, so that should be 50 then. The bow is 300, so the hamster bow is 30. The blowgun's 150. Do we want a variant of the blowgun? So the reason why split these out like this, it's because there are other creatures that use these things. Like any of the randomly, I won't say they're randomly generated, but any of the tribes underneath the ground will all use bigger weapons because they're bigger. So then the challenge becomes, well, how do I take down a tribe of like lizardmen when they're all 6 feet tall and have enormous weapons? Well, you gotta, lure them into traps and stuff, right? You can't deal with them one-on-one. It's just not gonna work. So for this item weapon, probably like, I don't know, we'll call it a hamster blowgun just because. And say it's, say this is 20. So the pike is 800, so let's make this 80 then. Halberd is 1200, so we'll say it's 120. And 200 sword is 900, so that's 90. Long sword is 700, so this one should be 70. A maul is 1300, so we'll say it's 130. Great axe is 1300, so this should also be 130. And dagger large, I just took over entirely. That was silly of me. I didn't really even copy it. That was very silly of me. Kobolds use that all the frickin' time. Okay, so just remove the word rabbit here and we'll be fine. I have no idea if that size actually works out now, but still we'll be fine. At least someone will use something of comparable size. Okay, so the Scourge was 300. It's 30. Flail is 500, so this will be 50. Morningstar is 500, so the Hamster Morningstar will be 50. Scimitar is 300, so the Hamster Scimitar will be 30. And the weapon, you're right, the training axes, just reduce those. Those won't actually be used in battle anyway, so I'm not too worried about these. So weapon spear, and then of course, training spear. Okay. So now, go to creature standard, down to creature standard, entity default. And we say, okay, you want these things, fine, you can have them, but okay, you can never have a wick, never have a whip. The pick is all rabbit picks. So are the battle axes. So are the warhammers. So is the short sword. And the spear. And the mace. And the crossbow. The bow, though, is all yours, little hamsters. And the pike. And the halberd. And the sword. And the sword. And the maul. And the axe. And my ox. And the flail. The morning star. The scimitar. Right, and those trainings are already done. Okay, so then we come down here. A lot of wonderful stuff here. Just make sure we don't have any names here. They're like, you know, I don't know, fishermen or something like that. Which does not seem to be the case. Okay. So, go over to here, creature standard for humans, and let's see what we can do to move it over here. So, body humanoid, that's what we need. We're going to have humanoid hamsters. Everything else is going to be the same, though, for the materials. Alright, so we can skip over the materials entirely because we want to make sure we have the hamster materials. The attacks, though... Okay, we should have punches. We should have kicks. Those should happen. So... there you go. Alright. Baby at 1, child... Right, so there really isn't a baby tag here. Or a child tag. Yeah, there's a cast name and there's a hamster. There's no actual, like, child tag. That could be a problem. So what I'm going to do is copy it from the rabbit here. General child name. And move it over here into hamsters. And should go right under here, I think. And, of course, we're going to call these, I don't know, baby hamsters, I guess? What do you call it? Smaller? There's got to be a name for it. There's got to be a name for it. Baby hamster in Google. That's what comes up. They're just called hamster babies. There's no official name for it? Seriously? All about baby hamsters. Let's see. Hamster babies are called pups. There you go. So we'll call it hamster pups. There we go. Okay. They eat their own vermin, so that's something. All right, gotta have equips. Don't have equips, you don't have something that can actually, you know, equip things. That could be bad. So equips is good. Homeotherm is fine. Variation standard is fine. We need mannerisms. So we're going to put those after the attacks, which is where it is here. And before swim. It's basically there. There you go. And we're going to ignore the sounds in the background because they aren't important. Alright, so... looks like we got everything else. There's no profession names, apparently. I guess humans aren't that well developed in terms of their culture. It's a little bit weird. I do kind of like these additions to the male cast, though, so that you can make sure that they have various, you know, accoutrements, I suppose. Yeah, that should be fine. I mean, multiple litter rare could be a setting here, but I'm not going to put it in. So I think we're fine then. These should be now our new humans. So that means the regular humans then need to be made fanciful. So let's copy these. And let's grab humans here all the way down from here. All the way up to here, because we don't want them to be intelligent. And we don't want them to be controllable. Okay. There you go. That basically replaced humans with hamsters. Hamster men, really, technically speaking, but we eliminated the hamster man cast, so that isn't actually a thing. Okay, so elves. Elves have got to be turned into what? I like the idea of turtles, but it doesn't explain elves' penchant to, eat the ones they defeat in battle. That doesn't make any sense. So, what does? I kind of like the idea of badgers. Badgers will totally eat their kills. Means we could leave rats to be goblins, but I kind of like the idea of rats being kobolds, because kobolds are kind of rats anyway. Weasels could be the goblins. Weasels could also be the elves. Beavers would make interesting elves, but beavers are not omnivorous, so that doesn't exactly work. No, I think it's going to have to be... it's going to... I don't know. It could be a lot of different things. Let me see what the predators are. So, elves are basically predators, right? So do like forest predator, and Google here and see what it comes up. My Google history is going to be really interesting for a little while. List of apex predators. Yeah, terrestrial, I suppose. I could go avian. That would be interesting. Do you like eagles? Eagles would actually be kind of neat. Or hawks. Hawks would be kind of neat too. Yeah, you don't want to do a hawkman? Let's do a hawkman as elves. I think that's a cool idea. Let's do hawkman. All right. So where am I going to be able to find hawks? Well, it's not going to be in small mammals. Okay, hamsters are already changed up, so I don't need the large tropical, I don't think. Small mammals, that's where the hamsters are. Okay, so let's look and see if we can find... hawks. There's got to be in right here, right? Tropical, maybe? I'm not sure if they would have a separate file. I don't think they will. Oh, reptiles. All reptiles are... No, let's stick to hawks. I like hawks. So birds new. Let's see if this actually has something for us here. So there's crows. Crows will totally eat the dead. Crow man, giant crow. Ravens. Ravens will also eat the dead. Raven man, giant raven. Cassowary. Don't remember what a cassowary is, but alright. Key. And of course, key mans and giant keys. Owls. No, I don't want elves to be owls. It's just sparrows. Let's see. There's just too many stereotypes associated with owls. They're the wise. That kind of plays into what the elves try to... actually, that might actually work. Because what they try to do... Owls might work. I could go for owl people as the elves. I think that could work. Especially since I can't seem to find hawks here. Parakeets... crows. Oh, it all went all the way back to the beginning. Puffins, swans, interesting. Lorikeets, wrens, ospreys, emus, emu man, cockatiels. Lots of cockatiels. Let's see. Lovebirds, magpies, kestrels. Yeah, kestrels are dangerous. Albatross. Owl, great horned owls. What's this one? Eagle. Yeah, I like the idea of eagle. Do you have any hawks? Any hawks, though? Hornbills. Lovebird. Bush tit. That's it. No, I think owls are probably going to be the best bet. We're going just purely off of this. Okay. So let's find ourselves the owl. There it is. Snowy owl. Not exactly what I'm going for here. Do we have just a plain owl? Snowy owl man. I wonder if regular owls were in the original file for birds, and that's why it's not listed in here. So let's look at this. Let's see what we got. Are owls in here? No. No, they're not. Okay, so then the new birds are just a variant of owls. I mean, that's cool and all. I don't want to do that in there. I want to do it in Notepad++. Thank you. Okay. So what we're going to do then is remove all the other variants of owls. Because we don't want owls showing up in our world when we would have the Pluto and Goofy problem, right? That'd be a problem. We don't want regular owls going around when there are man owls going around. It just doesn't make any damn sense. All right. So here we go. Snowy Owlman is what we're going to have. So flying gate is... Oh, we forgot to change the gates for the hamsters. It's fine. The owls can be fast. I don't care. And actually, flying gates for the owls actually kind of works too. So I'm okay with all this. All right. So pet value we're going to get rid of. Also pet exotic. Should we get rid of the flyer tag? No, because the elves build in trees, and now the owls are going to be building in trees, so that still totally makes sense. So I'm good with this. Child 1, so not having a name just means it just uses the owl tag. That's totally fine. Biome Tundra, I mean, if you like, sure. I guess the biome tag doesn't actually matter for a sentient creature, does it? Okay, so we're going to go over here to Creature Standard, and we're going to overwrite some of these owl stuff. So, intelligent, can't open doors, stuff we need here. Large roaming doesn't actually make a whole lot of sense. There you go. We'll just replace that. Get in some of these personality traits here to make sure they're just as stuck up as the elves we're totally familiar with. There you go. Humanoid armless, right, because you're replacing the arms with wings. Don't know if that means you can actually equip things. I'm hoping it does, because I'm not going to replace the body. Yeah, I'm not going to replace the body. I think that should be okay. Maybe. Possibly. Okay, can do all these interactions. Can have all these attributes. Those go after the body tags. But before the actual sizes. So it goes like right here. Okay. No problem. Alright, can get infected and all that wonderful stuff that normally happens. Alright, these are all just modifications on the body type for elves. Alright, we do need equips. Down here towards the bottom near your attacks, I guess. After the attacks. After the attacks. But before the casts. Right, okay. Cast, case, one of those. We're going to leave your attacks alone because kicking doesn't make any damn sense if you don't have any arms to balance yourself. And I never really think of an owl as kicking. So that's fine. We are going to have these two tags though because those are typical elf things where you don't trample the grass and you don't perturb. You really get disturbed when vegetation gets disturbed. And of course we're going to do all these mannerisms. Alright, so instead of hair, you're going to have feathers. And instead of feet, you have talons. Instead of arms, you have wings. Instead of hands, I guess you also have wings? I don't know what the tips of wings are called. Instead of mouth, we're going to say beak. And instead of knuckles, we're going to say... I don't know. I mean, there's no fingers either, right? Those would also be claws. So, I mean, that's still... claw and claws. I don't think they have ears either, so I'm just going to have to leave some of these alone. Alright, well, we'll see if that comes up later. It might. Okay, so that's pretty much replacing elves with snowy owls. Unless I'm missing something super obvious, but I don't think I am. Let's go and save this. We're going to replace the entity with fanciful stuff now. So all this goes away. All this wonderful hard work that goes into making an elf gets vanquished. As soon as we roll up here to about there, and we say goodbye. Okay. Now the elves no longer exist. Go to default, and we make sure that they know that elves no longer exist in the forest world, which is there. And now the creature's no longer elf. Now it's bird, owl, snowy. Okay, do you have any profession names? I don't know if you do or not. I mean, you have a bunch of ethics and stuff here. You have druids, you have acolytes, princesses, queens, diplomats, captains. Okay, so you're fine there. Now we just need to replace all your weapons. Now what I don't know is if you can use them. And that's the real trick, isn't it? I mean, theoretically, you should be able to use the rabbit short sword easily enough, as well as the rabbit spear. I mean, it would be made out of wood, but whatever. The hamster bow. And, of course, the hamster longsword. But I don't know if you... I mean, you can... You can fly, but I don't know if you can actually attack with these things. Not with body humanoid armless. But the thing is, if I take away this, then I have to be able to... I have to take away how it can fly, right? Have to take away flyer. Have to. I mean, I have the equips tag on in here somewhere that I'm totally missing right now. I don't see it. I don't actually see it. There it is, equips. Okay. So I do have equips there. We'll see if they can actually use stuff. They will be able to use stuff in history, but I don't know if like they attack if they can actually use stuff. If not, and we get a snowy owl caravan, which is totally going to happen, by the way, then they'll just drop all their stuff at the beginning of the map, which could be good for us. I mean, that'll be free stuff, but that'll mean something's really not working here. So we'll see if that actually works. It might. Okay, so the last entity we need to worry about is goblins. I'm actually going to delete kobolds just because they're a real problem. So goblins here. Where's the kobolds at? I thought they were in here. Skulking. Yeah, we're going to get rid of these guys. We don't need any skulkers in our world. We're going to leave the subterranean people as they are, even though they are going to be enormous compared to everything else. It should be totally fine. I'm going to replace these guys with rats. So small mammals, we're going to replace these guys with, yeah, just regular rats. Okay. Just making sure there's nothing too weird there. But no, rat. All right. And then we go over to creature standard and we look at goblins and see what we can move here. So, all right, so we're going to do evil, intelligent, can open doors, all these other things. So they're basically still going to be immortal. It's kind of funny that they're vermin eaters. I would kind of consider rats themselves to be vermin, but I mean, that's just my opinion. Doesn't actually mean anything. My opinion, that is. Not butcherable, we're going to remove, definitely. Don't care about groups or population numbers in this case. Probably not any of these. We are kind of making the stereotype of rats being, we can say curiosity and intelligence. To a rabbit, a rat has terrifying features. And that's what we need to think of here. I mean, rats, personally, I'm not freaked out by rats or anything, but I understand that some people are. And if you are a rabbit, a rat that is out for blood definitely looks fearsome. So that's why we leave in the terrifying features there. Of course, you're going to have to grab all of these personality traits and drop them into here, I guess. I think they're already nocturnal, but I don't actually see that listed here, so I'm going to go ahead and copy that too. Okay, we want to ignore everything else here until we get down to can do material emissions. So you can actually do stuff. That is before the attacks. Age 2 to 3 is actually kind of silly, and goblins are immortal. So do they not have the max age tag? I don't think they do, right? I don't think they do. I could be wrong, but I don't think they have the max age tag. If they don't, that effectively makes immortal rats that breed at an incredible pace, which would be kind of scary. How about we say they live for 30 years? I know that's a little crazy for a rat. Anywhere between 10 and 30 years. They're already violent and have violent tendencies. I don't want them to live forever. It seems like that could be a really bad thing. Okay, physical, attached strength, and all that stuff we need. It goes all below this. Eventually, when it lets me select it. Go. Oh, okay. Because there's, for some reason, a break there. Why is there a break there? Doesn't make any damn sense. Oh, because the tab. I see. I understand. That's all one long string, so it doesn't know where to break it off. That totally makes sense to me. Okay. We do need attack parts here for attack stances, which is all down here. We need all this stuff. Thank you. We definitely need equips. Oh, there is a nocturnal tag right there. I don't know what crepuscular means. I'm gonna have to look this up. Also, we shouldn't repeat the nocturnal tag. Let's get rid of that. Right here. Okay. Okay, so now we also need to get rid of Ratman, because we're basically making that right now, and we don't want a goofy Pluto problem. Alright, homeotherm. Okay, biped gate. I don't actually see the gates listed anywhere here. Do they not actually list that for this guy? Oh no, there it is. There it is. We just need biped gate. Biped gate there. There you go. Everything else should be okay. 39 still like super fast for a rat. Down to like 26. There you go. Oh, except that doesn't actually matter. This matters here. Hold up. Yeah, if I do standard, if I just change quadruped to biped, that'll keep the values the same, but call in a different value. There you go. Okay, natural climber, which makes total sense. Got to grab these mannerisms to put in with the cast. I mean, rats kind of have fingers. Yeah, I'll go with that. Hair gets changed to fur again. But everything else, they totally have. Yeah, we're going to go with this. All right, they are intelligent, right? Got to make sure they're intelligent. Yes, okay. They do have a cast, but everything else is totally fine. Okay. Okay, so I think that's goblins in a nutshell there. I'm leaving the smell triggers the same as they are in standard. So I don't want, actually there isn't a smell trigger there. Not going to worry about it. I don't know what that does anyway. Which could be bad for me leaving them out, but oh, you know what? Child tags. So baby 1, child 12. They live anywhere from 10 to 15. Then child 12 doesn't make a whole lot of sense. This is after attacks for some reason, which I don't actually see here. Is there a baby tag up here? No. All right then. Well, might as well put it up here because that's where I expect it to be. Okay, B1, child 12 doesn't make any sense. Let's say child until like, sorry, child until like 4. And then they're considered an adult. Because if you only live till 10, like half your life is already pretty crazy. Let's just say 3. But if you don't need to eat, you don't need to drink, so, you know, you're totally fine as well as far as that goes. All right, and then we go back into Entity Fanciful, grab this, and then make sure goblins no longer appear in our worlds. So from here all the way up to here. And we'll say, you know, it's evil, but it's fanciful, you know, just something that people came up with one day. All right, so then in Entity Default, the goblins need to be able to use same picks as rabbits, no whips, the same battle axes as rabbits, same warhammers as rabbits, same short swords as rabbits, same spears as rabbits, rabots, also a thing. I'm sure somewhere in the world there's got to be a robot. It's basically a robot that looks like a rabbit. That's got to be a thing, right? That's got to be a thing. There's got to be. Same bows as hamsters. Same pikes as hamsters. Not actually plural. Same halberds as hamsters. Same swords, two-handed swords as hamsters. Same long swords as hamsters. Same maul as hamsters. Same great axe as hamsters. Same dagger as rabbits. That's a little off-putting there, but still worked. Hamster. And then flail as hamsters. Same morning stars as hamsters. Same scimitars as hamsters. Okay. Go through here and make sure we don't have any profession names, but I think we're totally fine. I think dwarves are actually the only one with perception names. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, so that looks fine. Just make sure that is in fact, yeah, rats. Okay. Now I'm kind of thinking maybe weasels would have been better, but still works out. Plains is hamsters. Okay. So basically taking the place of the humans, which is why there's a human tag there for the language. Forest is snowy owls. All right. Which is using the elf language. All right. We have no profession names here, right? Doesn't look like it. Okay. So then it's a question of sizes. With body size, how big are these guys? They need to be at least 500 to make it work. So body size has got to be in here somewhere. Body size, body size, body size. 300. That's pretty good. I'm going to put you up to 5, though, because I think that makes it a fair fight. Okay. So everything's saved. Assuming I didn't screw up too bad, we should be able to create basically furry world. That's basically what I've just made. This is the furry mod, or the bunnies and burrows mod. I prefer to think of it as bunnies. You know what? I do not want... Hold on. I don't want noise, though. I don't want sound. So I need to quit out and actually change that in INI file. Not in the raw. It's in data, isn't it? Right, it's not an INI file. It's an init file. Sound is no, thank you. No, thank you. I do want tiles, though, because not wild about the current setup. The thing is, just has these by default. Could download. I don't remember if there are actually tile sets on the wiki. There might be. There might be. Tile sets, tile sets. It's got to be a thing, right? Mods. Graphics. It's got to be it. Tile sets. Main article tile sets. Why don't you just link me to the main article in the first place, dumb wiki? That is not what I wanted. That's all the rows. I want just, you know, downloadable stuff. So then I want graphic sets then? I have no idea. It's not being helpful right now. It's possible I need to go... I thought the wiki had a bunch of download links, but maybe those all got removed. That's annoying. All right. Well, I can go to the forum. At least I know that works. Go to the forum and download it directly from one of these guys. So go to modding, tilesets and graphics. And sure, Obsidian. Why not? I like Obsidian. That works out pretty well. It's not ideal, but it's at least a little prettier. I do kind of also want maybe graphics and tile sets, so we get like at least pretty little rabbits, maybe. If we get little rabbits and dwarves bouncing around, I would be thrilled. Let's see if we can find something here. Mef tile set, 32, full tile set. You say full. Plants, birds, mammals. I don't see a rabbit in their list of mammals, but maybe I'm wrong. No, there it is. There it is. There it is. There's totally a rabbit there. Okay. But it's for 4303, and I'm currently using 4305. How does that help me? I mean, is it actually going to be... Okay, if I download this, don't fuck this up for me, boy. Alright, we'll see if this works. Okay, everything else, I mean, I need to set this so the graphics actually work. But theoretically, when you download a tile set, it should alter the init file anyway. Theoretically. Okay, show me this in my folder. And then open this up and just extract here. And that's like the whole thing. That is way more. Yeah, that's basically the whole. No wonder the file was so big. Well, that doesn't help me at all. All right, you know what? We're just going to test out the world anyway. It's getting kind of late. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to play. Let's see. Going back into Dwarf Fortress. So I just want to be able to see if it works. Okay, no sound. That's something. Can we skip over this, please? You know what? I should have shut off the intro. That's what I should have done. Okay, let's create a new world. Just create a base world. Nothing weird. Just go. And we'll see what we get. There should be rabbits. There should be rats. There should be... gone and forgotten already. Hamsters. And snowy owls as the types of civilizations in the world. Assuming nothing went too weird, we should see all 4 of those in the history list. And again, we're going to let it go to about 100, and then we're going to drop it and see what happens. Do have a lot of historical figures. Changing it so the evil race dies, I don't know if that's going to be... I don't know if that's going to work, basically. I mean, there's a reason why goblins have no max age right now, and the fact they're immortal is because then they can sit back. I mean, the whole reason why they have no drink and no eat tags is so that they, even if they get imprisoned, they can still live, so we'll see. But if they actually get overwhelmed, well, we'll find out. Let's look at the history of the world. Let's accept the world as it is and see what we got. Eventually, when it finishes loading. It'll get there. It'll get there. I have no idea what coin information is. Is it actually related to like currency, or is it something else entirely? It's a good question. I don't know. It's only 100 years of history, so it shouldn't be too bad. I've only ever been able to generate like up to like 500 years. Alright, so if we start going to Legends. Because otherwise it just crashes. I guess it's too much for my game to handle. Or my computer to handle, rather. Alright, so here we go. Historical figures. So we start scrolling down here. Alright, so we see rats. We see rabbits. So that's good. A mountain goat goddess. Are you serious? Did I screw up something? Painted as a female mountain goat. Alright. I mean, that happens sometimes, so... Okay, these guys are never born, but they died. Let's look through here. Snowy owls. Okay, so we do see snowy owls. Oh, you know what? Elves are also immortal, and I did not make the snowy elves immortal. Well, she was a druid for like 20 years there. I mean, that's pretty cool. And maybe that's fine. Maybe the elf equivalent doesn't need to be immortal either. A lot of deaths here, no born. There we go. There we go. Got some people born. So we got a rat. All right, became a siege engineer. Then a metal crafter. Then a metal smith. And then a giant came by and attacked and basically killed him. Oh man, rats have a lot of children. Like more than rabbits do. I suppose I shouldn't be too surprised by that, but also rabbits don't seem to be living very long. I mean, just based off of the historical figures, I mean, maybe that doesn't actually mean anything. Hamsters, so the human equivalent. Okay, I mean, they're working on... They're still doing stuff. Might have made them live a little too long, but... I think it totally works. It means we're going through, like... Well, by year 100, a lot of generations, right? There's a male rat here that died in 24. Who knows? Okay, so he was one of the first of his kind. He died of old age. Male moon freak? The hell? One large one-eyed humanoid has long curly tail and howls in high winds. Black skin is sleek and smooth. Now you'll know why you fear the night. Okay, so it's a forgotten beast. Fought with a lot of rabbits. Okay, and still lives. Alright, I'm kind of curious if any of these forgotten beasts can be killed by any of these guys. Like a cheetah here died. Okay, so like the cheetah settled in the hills, fought with a snowy owl. The snowy owl escaped. Devoured an eagle, devoured a weasel, devoured an eye. Became an enemy of a lot of different places. Fought with a hamster, and then died of old age. Okay, what about the cave ogre? Cave ogre can't die of old age. Okay, became an enemy of a lot of civilizations, attacked a lot of people, and then devoured them. Alright. Even devoured a troll. Okay, devoured a two-home travel. This guy was hungry. This guy was super hungry. Attacked the rat. No, Kalan died of old age. I did not think that... Okay, what are you then? A blind cave ogre. I did not know that cave ogres could die of old age. Okay, then there's a tiger here. Also died of old age. A weasel man. Also died of old age. I'm kind of disturbed that we don't see any heroes coming in and defeating monsters. Seems a little disturbing. So if we go all the way back up to the top then... And we won't necessarily see Forgotten Beast die. Oh, we went all the way down to the bottom, actually, by going down that far. Let's try that again. Because, I mean, yeah, none of these guys are being defeated. I mean, it is only year 100. So that's reasonable. Okay, so we do see some deaths. Like the male night freak. What killed you? Struck down by the doe rabbit. Okay, so the doe rabbit can actually defeat some of the beasts. Just they haven't had the chance yet. And what struck you down, mister? Struck down by the buck rabbit. Okay. Floor rooted in the branded hill. Alright, it happens. So there are heroes. They do happen. Okay, that was my concerns. We wouldn't actually get any heroes, which means combat wouldn't be viable at all. But no, if they have steel weapons, they might be able to do something. And of course, we get a bunch of buck rabbits dying at the beginning of history, which is expected. I mean, rabbits are tiny. It's going to happen. Okay, female hamster lives till full 15 years, died of old age. A lot of died of old age. Male creature, mate of twilight. Okay, large humanoid, lidless eyes. No indication of what he was normally born as, though. Usually, mates of horrors do not start out that way. They get transformed, but there's no indication of what it was originally before it was transformed. Okay, the rat was murdered by the snowy owl. Interesting, it says murdered by, not struck down. Alright, so then died of old age. Died of old age, died of old age, died of old age. A lot of old age deaths here. There we go. Struck down by a minotaur. Yeah, well, minotaur's not going to have a lot of problem with a rabbit. So, that's just how that goes. I don't think we're going to get many deaths of... Oh, here we go. Fine cave ogre died of old age. Okay, so not too many heroes in the land of rabbits. Female leopard died of old age. And then we have a lot of hamsters that don't seem to be doing much in their lives. Now this one became a bard. And then became a lady of the Council of Trees. So way to go, hamster whir. A lot of rats. So the rats, at least as the goblin equivalent, do seem to be making it in the world just by sheer numbers because they're able to go through... Oh, okay. One of the hamsters became a necromancer. Well, you definitely lived beyond the normal life of a hamster. Born in 14 and still alive in year 100. Well, you know, it's going to happen. Voracious cave dweller, but died of old age. Okay, female troglodyte, died of old age. Yeah, I did not know that beasts like that could die of old age. I thought they lived forever until they were struck down. Female porcupine woman was killed by old age. Okay. Then another... Okay, this one, a rabbit necromancer. Born in 18, living till the today. That's impressive. Female giant wolf. Killed a lot of people. And then died of old age. So that's just going to happen, I think. I don't think we're going to see too many things too weird than that. Female black bear. Actually struck down by a hamster. That cannot have been an easy fight. Alright, so this is totally... Looks like a viable world. It will be more difficult, for sure. Because everybody's super small compared to the rest of the world. Female Sasquatch is still alive, but has become a historical feature because she lives forever. Yeah, just devouring a bunch of different things around us. So, there we go. Female Creature of Twilight still alive. So, there would be plenty of stuff for a heroic rabbit to do. Or a fortress of heroes to do something with. But yeah, could be done. Could be done. Female Maid of the Moon Freak cannot die of old age, so struck down by a hamster. Alright. So what'd you start off as? Well, if you married a buck rabbit, you must have started out as a buck rabbit. Alright. The actual Moon Freak herself, though, is probably still alive. Very likely. Male troll just settled somewhere near a settlement, and that's all we need to know. Okay. Okay. Bridegroom of the waiting holder. Yeah, just a bunch of stuff that could be actually pretty horrible. Male troglodyte. Struck down a lot of rabbits. And struck down a lot of rats, but eventually just died of old age. Okay. Yeah, was not aware that just these beasts could just die of old age. So we go to like year... I always like going through the history because that's always fun. Alright, so if we go and look at like artifacts, what kind of artifacts are we looking at here? It's like a codex. Written portrait of a 7-page untitled leather authored by Neil Govalowski, who could be anybody. Unfortunately, we don't have a real... Give me the rat, that's funny. Legendary Red Diamond Codex, written portion of 18-page essay entitled Give Me the Rat, authored by Atu Denvalds. Concerns the marriage of the rat Ago Match Devil with the rat Atu Demon Bows in 856. Ren skips around a lot and is rant more or less. Overall, the prose amateurist at best. Oh, I like that. It was created by the rat Atu Demon Bows. Okay, and then lost in Hexfrost. Well, that happens, man. The mountain home came full circle. Okay, concerns to start as a bard of the Buck Rabbit Unib Furnace Circles. Created in Plank Stream by the Rabbit Unib Furnace Circles. So he wrote about himself. Well, way to go, man. Someone's got to do it. Pulleys questioned. Created by the Doe Rabbit. Okay, so people are writing a lot of different codexes. Are there any other kind of artifacts? I don't think so, right? Artifacts are usually only written things until you do the fortress. It's usually how that goes. Every once in a while, you'll see a slab, but those are usually created by gods. Or monsters. That's also a thing. Okay. So we look at civilizations, we can see what they're called and their history, basically. And see a bunch of people becoming members of it. This one actually has a rat lord. Yeah, actually a rat lord. It's passed through a lot of hands over the years. It started as a rat place, yeah. Scourge of Spires, it makes sense the name. So Worshipful Crow would probably be, yeah, okay, a Snowy Owl place. Okay. Hopeful Shore as a Snowy Owl aviary, I guess. Okay, and the Sing Terrors attacked the Hopeful Shore of the Worshipful Crow at lyric inches. The rat led the attack. Defenders were led by the Snowy Owl. Okay, but we don't know how that ended. That was year 36, man. That was like 70 years ago. What the hell? The Rare Room. Okay, Rabbit Civilization of the Destined Dimensions. How's it faring today, man? I mean, it's gone through a lot of shit. A lot of barons showed up. Had a lot of ceremonies. Wrestling competitions. Finished construction of some roads connecting different fortresses. And looks like recently they've had some barons inherit some titles. Okay, Rare Room is not too bad. So let's look at the maps. See what life is like. Okay, so year 1. And then we do plus to change to the current year. We can see that we don't have a legend, do we? No, I can't do legends here. A lot of battles though. Year 10, year 20, we start seeing some battles. Year 30, year 40. There's a whole big section off to the right there that no one knows about. No one's gone to? Well, no one's gone to yet, I guess. They're gradually expanding in that general direction. And that's it. So yeah, they're getting there. Age and Myth. Okay, so now we just get a list of everything that's ever happened ever. Stuff in the yellow are like the battles that happen. So yeah, it looks like this world is totally viable. It will work. Alright, so maybe that'll be next time I stream because it's getting late. And we'll actually play some Dwarf Fortress. I'll see if I can get some tile sets to work. So that'll be like next week sometime. Hopefully Thursday. And we'll see. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. This has been a Dwarf Fortress. I'm PC Universe. You're PC Universe 2. And we will totally play a new world. Or start with this world, actually. Because why not? We've already examined all the history of it. But yeah, we'll find a good place. I don't know where that's going to be. We'll find a good place. It'll work out. I'm actually going into it right now. I don't want to choose a settlement right now. I guess it doesn't really matter. We'll just find a spot. The rabbit should move a little bit faster now with digging. I mean, we can just say this is fine, right? Do we need, like, a river or anything? I mean, maybe. River could be kind of nice. So we'll say there. Plains on the left, mountains in the middle. And some forest on the south. That should work out pretty well, I think. So sure, we'll embark there. Oh, but I do want to prepare, like, super carefully with, like, skills and stuff. Oh, it's still called Dwarven Beer. Okay, that's something I need to fix. I will write that down. So it can't be called Dwarven Beer. Come on. It's got to be called, like, Rabbit Beer or something. Although that sounds kind of weird. Bunny Beer? There's something to be said for the alliteration, right? I'll think about that some more. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Peace out.